should we do like a preface about like what happened last episode?
Oh, you know what? Why don't you, it seems more like all you, your choices and your stories. And...
I got a call from Bizzle, and he was like, "I heard you tried to do a podcast that like the day after your mom died, and I heard it didn't go well." And he said, "What the fuck were you thinking?" Yeah. And I was like, "Well,
I think it was a fine podcast. Honestly, it was okay.
It was okay.
Grant, you know, like for situation."
Well, yeah, I didn't tell anybody before the podcast because I didn't want to sit down and go, "My mom just died. Let's go, buddy. Let's have a conversation." Yeah. And
like
I figured
too.
Well, I figured a guy that it was a slam dunk. It was another episode where I was like, "There's no way this one can suck," because this guy does urban exploring or whatever.
Through malls, so
it's got to be cool. And then it turns out he's gleaned like nothing from his experience doing that, and very quickly, like 4 minutes in, I was like, I don't like this guy at all. And but you're such a personable dude. You just kept up there and pretended like you liked him. I don't know if you actually did, but I was like, I could have
talked to a goddamn brick wall, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people even after that one are like, you talk too much. I'm like, I think that's literally all I get paid to do is just sit here and
no, I can assure you, I would have fucking blown up on that guy if you weren't there. I would have just been like, you suck. You suck so bad. Your whole job is going in there and exploring cool abandoned places. And then he referred to his videos as films. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? But anyway.
It's a little pretentious, but also, who am I?
Yeah, who am I?
Whatever. But
whatever.
No, you, honestly, I could tell you were in a little bit of a, I thought you just didn't like the guy, to be honest. I didn't realize there was kind of other things going on.
It was a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But yeah, my mom died, right? And so I was like, we got to do the third one before the end of the month. Yeah. Don't want to let people down. And that's what that was. And then since then, my life has just fallen out from underneath me, dude. And honestly, I see a light at the end of the tunnel. We're breaking through. Things are happening.
Oh, it's getting better, or you're gonna kill yourself?
No. There was a while where I was like, "Is there a light at the end of the tunnel?" And it felt like I was in like one of those particle accelerators. Like there is no end. You know what I mean? Like it's just a never-ending tube.
Week, just spiraling week. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because
understandable.
My grandma's still alive, so now I have to take care of her.
That's insane.
Yeah, I have a power of attorney on her. You know what's a weird thing that I hope nobody else has to deal with until they're like 40 or 50? But I've realized like I'm that generation, that person in the family that whenever people have like problems or whatever, they turn to you and go like, well, now what? Because my grandma's still alive, my aunt's still alive, but all the dudes that are older than me are dead. And we're in the South, baby. So these people were like stay-at-home wives and shit. They haven't had to solve a problem for themselves in decades. And so now everybody just turns to me and goes like, "Well, what now?" I don't fucking know. I'm still a kid, dude. I feel like I'm still a kid. And
I'm just a 32-year-old boy.
Yeah, I'm just a little boy.
Yeah.
And they're like, Alexander the Great had already conquered the known world by your age, so you need to get your shit together and figure this out. It's tough. But anyways, what's actually kind of funny though is doing this. I don't know if anybody's ever had to do an estate where you have to gather a dead person's finances and everything, try to figure out who the beneficiaries of all that stuff.
Yeah.
And settle debts or whatever. To do that, you need a cell phone. And my mom had the cell phone with her in the hospital. And when they moved her to the funeral service place, they were like, "Hey, we got our personal effects. We'll give them to you when you go to pick up the urn." And wait, hold on. That's her right there, baby. We got her back in the urn. She's vibing next to the lady that the previous owners left in our closet.
Ooh,
yeah, and she's chilling next to the pig in the jar. She's hanging out. She's got some friends over there.
This is heavy, but go on.
Anyways, so they were like, "Come pick up the urn and the personal effects." I was like, "Sweet." And then she called me back and she goes like, "Slight mistake. Can't find the personal effects. Hold on." So she called the hospital, trying to find cell phone and the clothes and everything. And I need this phone to get into her financial accounts because of two-step authentication.
Oh, yeah.
For everything. you know, even the utilities on her house, the whole nine. They fucking burned the phone with her. They put the phone on top of her body and shoved her in the oven.
She wanted to go with her Farmville account. She wanted to be buried with the.
Dude,
God.
She fucking. Okay, let me tell you something. My mom was
just like will make it even more difficult for you. Yeah, like really. Holy
well, you
shit.
can tell what's funny is the lady that called me from the funeral service place. You can tell she had been like dry heaving before she called me. She was like, "Oh fuck!" Like, imagine having to tell somebody that you burned the jewelry and the clothing and everything that she had with her, with the body and her phone. That they seem really they need it.
Well, yeah. Why would they not? How did that even happen? I feel like that's like a rookie.
The thing had a lithium battery in it. I'm sure it blew up like a hand grenade. While like, how'd they not hear it? She probably got like went off like a claymore in the oven. I'm sure.
Yeah. That lady was dry heaving because the whole fucking funeral home exploded.
But anyway, so my mom's not even like a tech savvy person. She hated her phone. Now she's stuck for all eternity with a fucking Galaxy S in her urn with her. But it'll be all right. Yeah. I don't know how to even, I'm so fucked. Like there's so many things that I need to get a hold of that I can't because of that phone. And I'm not the beneficiary on any of her accounts that are like the important ones. So,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's a nightmare. Just like a logistics nightmare.
I wish I could hold it up and show you, but the way that I was able to find some passwords and stuff for her accounts is my mom would just write like a scribble on like the corner of a business card for like a landscaper, and then she would just tape it to the windowsill, and it would say like Comcast, and then it would just say like blah, blah, password Samuel1, and then she would put it on the windowsill, and so I had to go around her house. Just like it just looked like a room from
Scavenger
like
hunt.
a beautiful mind. Yeah, like someone that has like serious psychotic issues. And I would just sit there and collect little scraps of paper and like find these like little pieces of newspaper that have stuff written on them.
Magazine letters taped together. Oh my God.
And so just trying to figure out her passwords for stuff. And then I found a life insurance policy that was still good. She had still paid it up. I'm not the fucking beneficiary. Fuck you, Mom. Fuck you.
Who is it? Your brother? Or
no,
something?
my grandma, which is good because I'm putting her in like an assisted living place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna use that money to help with that
float her, yeah, for the time being. But Jesus Christ, yeah, horrific. And then I'm sitting there trying to. Actually, before she died, it was like the moment before she died, the night before. Her dog ran away, never to be seen again. And I was like, oh, I had to go up to the hospital and tell her I lost her fucking dog. And then I went up to the hospital. She died while I was sitting there staring at her. And then I came back and I was like, well, at least I don't have that dog.
Moments after you told her.
No, I hadn't told her yet because I was like, this looks like this is the end. And then I came back. I was like, well, mom's gone, dog's gone. And then I got the fucking dog back. So now I have the dog. And then you called me while I was in the middle.
You lost again?
No, dude, you called me while I was at like absolute nirvana in the middle of like a mushroom trip. and we were having.
You sounded like manic, but I just figure I'm like, this probably happens after you lose someone like that. Like,
no, we were having a great conversation. I was like, dude, because I was just thinking about you. I was like, oh, fuck it. I was swinging on my swing in the backyard with the dog. And I was sitting there thinking about you. I was like, that Poob, he's so fucking funny. I love that guy. And then you called and I was like, speak of the devil. And I was like, dude, I was just thinking about you. I want to talk to you. And like, as we're talking, this dog just starts like edging towards the driveway. And I'm like, yo, Gizmo, come back here, buddy. And as I was getting closer to him, he was just like, fuck you. He's like, you're on the phone. And he kept walking. And he just walked off into the sunset while I'm talking to you on the phone. And I'm like, and now that you know that I was on shrooms, like, I'm not going to hop in a car and chase after him. Like,
that makes more sense about your seeming lack of urgency.
Yeah. I was like, what am I going to do?
Gone.
Yeah. What am I going to do? Run this dog down in the middle of traffic? Yeah. So
is it still gone?
No, we got him back.
Damn.
So if anybody wants like a 12-year-old little dog,
honestly, that's.
I love them, but I don't want them, if that makes sense, Do
you feel like a weird attachment to it?
No.
Because your mom?
No, not at all. Not at all. That's why I got scraps of paper and shit. I did find some funny stuff while I was cleaning out my mom's house. I drew this when I was like 7. It's The Awesome Adventures of Dr. Diaper and and his pet Timmy the talking toilet.
God, it's inspired.
Yeah.
It's real.
I would open it and show you, but it has my name on like every page inside because I was real proud of this shit.
Yeah, you don't want anyone plagiarizing that.
Yeah,
take my $1 million idea.
Yeah.
Captain Underpants fucker took that shit and ran with it.
I'm sure I'd probably already read Captain Underpants. I think I did this when I was in like 8th grade, probably like way too.
Like sophomore in high school.
Yeah, Dr. Diaper and Timmy the talking toilet.
Why does it say your name on it? Are you in it also, or do you just write your name on it?
No, because I would sign everything so people knew it wasn't my dumbass brother drawing stuff. No offense, Zach.
Oh.
Yeah, you're just not an artist like I am. I didn't want my grandparents to find it and be like, my grandson Zach, he of course made Dr. Diaper, and I was like, no, this is my work. So I signed the fuck out of that. Yeah.
God. Well, it's sweet that you found that. That's like a nice little
memento to myself. Yeah.
I guess. No, you got that and the dog.
Yeah.
They should have earned the dog with her instead of the phone.
That would have been honestly a lot better.
What if it just ate a bunch of lithium batteries and they threw it in there? Like now I'm thinking like when I die, what if I just eat a bunch of stuff? They throw me in there, I just blow the entire place. Fucking sky.
Yeah. Eat like I've heard that soldiers back in the day, they found out you'd get high as shit if you ate C4.
Whoa.
And so then they had to add something to it to make it taste bad so that you wouldn't eat it. And I wonder like, what if you just eat a shitload of C4 and then they had to cremate you or something? To blow the whole place up. What kind of psycho goes, this new explosive that just came in, let's eat it, let's see what it
you're not joking about that?
No, I'm not. That's not even a joke. That's a thing.
I just listen, man, I understand if you're on an off day, your game isn't super high. I mean, I myself, dude, I'm really reeling from that. That is weird.
Yeah. That's weird that somebody
Any other fun facts about explosives or anything?
No, I am thinking like, why would they? They did bring me a piece of paper at the funeral thing. They're like, what kind of, like, what do you want her to be just naked in there being burned, or do you want her to like wear clothes?
You don't ask.
Yeah,
just and they were like, put him in a fucking nightgown.
And the lady goes like, "Come on, do you want to go see her?" She like starts to walk out there. I was like, I don't want to see her. Like. I'm good.
You want to see her naked for a 20?
My mom's gone out of there, dude. Like, I'm not going to go in there and hang out with her. But
you want to see the shell? You want to see a naked shell of your mother?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
She ate a bunch of batteries. She's definitely going to blow. This is the last chance.
Yeah. But, so anyways, yeah. Real shitty week last week. And the week before. It's actually been 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
But it's all coming together. I'll be back to it shortly.
Yeah, you just need to keep on trucking. And I actually had a beautiful week last week in the Catskill Mountains.
Tell me something positive. You called me, you're like, I'm in the Catskills. I was like, I've always wanted to be in the Catskills. And then my dog ran away. I never got to ask you about it.
Yeah, that was a weird conversation. I'm really bad at, I don't know, just like people that have lost love or like divorced or just like serious topics. So I never really know the proper way to address anything like that.
It's hard.
It's hard to uncomfortable. No,
because it's as the guy that's lost somebody, you like.
No, it's probably harder for me. But.
No, you walk into a room and there's obviously like no. I feel like just saying, my mom died, but I'm fine. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Because there is
a little tack though.
Yeah, there is like a little bit of unspoken weirdness where people are like. I want to say, it's a hard subject to breach, I think. You know who's been really, really nice in reaching out to me?
Abby's been nice to you this week?
No. No, actually, she's been giving me guff.
Can I actually guess?
Who? Yes.
Omid?
No. Actually, Omid is a sweetheart.
Okay, well, Omid reached out to you through me, and I forgot to tell you.
Oh, okay.
But I've actually had a couple of people be like, send Sam my sympathies. I'm just like, okay, sure, man. I'll just like forget. But
he has my phone number, so never mind. Fuck him.
I think people, though, listen, when you're the guy that just had a dead mom, it's like kind of an awkward thing to breathe. And people don't know. At least, even me, I'm like, he probably needs some time. But then I called you now knowing that you're on shrooms. I'm like, wow, he sounded really happy to hear from me. I should have called him sooner.
Yeah.
I made him like ecstatic, but that was probably also the shroom tripping.
Well,
But,
I mean,
sorry,
come on, name one time where we've had a bad conversation outside of the podcast, like just on the phone. It's always been pretty good.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Who's been super
Lettuce.
good to you?
Lettuce.
Oh.
He's been checking in on me.
I'm just joking. That is nice. That's sweet. It's
he's a sweetheart. Him and Aqua too.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people came out of the woodwork that
nice guys.
These nice guys that they're not there for me in the good times. Only there for me. They're only foul weather friends.
Pieces of shit.
Yeah. Pieces of shit. Won't talk to me when I'm happy and I'm having a good time, and they don't want to be a part of that. Only when I'm down, they come down there to pick me up.
They want to see you at your worst.
They
do. They don't even care about your peaks or anything.
What the fuck, man? You just can't get good friends anymore. But
well, Omid
Omid, now that's a good fair weather friend. He's there for the good times.
Want to really talk to you?
No, he didn't.
But, well, he also like scared the shit out of me because I just have like, I don't know, I'm bad at like texting people back and stuff. It's some sort of like anxiety with, and especially if someone like when someone starts a text, me and I haven't talked in like a month. And it just said, "Hey man," I'm immediately like, "Oh fuck, what did I do?"
Yeah, when people start that, it's like they got some shit.
Just
that's
a single
brewing.
text that says, "Hey man," I'm like,
what's going on?
I'm immediately going through like, what shit have I talked about Omid recently?
Yeah.
What kind of rumors am I spreading? And then it was just like a really sweet thing about like, how's Sam doing? Could you like tell him I said my sympathies and all this stuff? And I was too scared to reply to him, so I just ignored him.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't want to text you about it or something. No, I told him, I'm like, that's really sweet. He's probably doing.
He's probably doing all right.
Like before I talked to you, I'm like, I don't know how he is. Honestly, I feel like it's probably a very mixed. I knew you'd bounce back though. I'm not too worried.
I'm a grown boy.
You got enough like shit in your life to keep you moving.
Yeah, if it's like I guess like if you have a social circle, a support system, and a main pillar falls off, then yeah, it hurts. But I was kind of my mom's pillar, not the other way around, if that makes sense.
And you also got those little girls.
Yeah, little kids help a lot. Yeah. I really feel bad for my grandma though. Both of her kids are dead, and like. Dude, let me tell you something.
Bury 2 kids.
Let me tell you something. A lot of people out there talk about like, oh, I want to live forever. No, you don't. No, you fucking don't. There is an unspoken, beautiful thing about being a dude, and that's you get to have your family, you get to have your kids, and then you get to be the first one to die, and you don't have to deal with the loss of nobody. If you live like a true American and have like clogged up hearts and everything with all the lard and shit we eat, but
beer and smoking.
Yeah. I assume I'm gonna make it to late 50s, early 60s. I'm gonna sit down and be like, hey, honey, what are the kids up to? I love you guys. And I'm gonna go to bed and have a heart attack, never wake up again. And my life is gonna rock. I'm never gonna have to deal with seeing my kids die. I'm not going to see my wife die, none of that.
Wife gets a couple great years until she dies.
No, she's going to have to deal with losing me. Could you imagine losing me?
Week.
Yeah.
And then she'll have a couple great years.
Oh, no.
Where it's just peaceful around the house.
Decades of crying.
She's going to live till like 120.
Yeah, she's going to live till 100. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
People like
that is an
my uncle. I
never really thought about that.
My uncle sat down in his living room, took a bite of cantaloupe, choked on it, and died. And I was thinking, besides the choking part, that kind of rocks. He just kind of like, he was just like, I'm going to sit down with some fruit. I got my lovely wife here. Everything rocks. My parents are alive. Oh, God damn it. Yeah. And then he just died like that. He just went out on top, And
think he killed himself with that cantaloupe, or was it just a pure accident?
It
wouldn't be as cool. Like, what if he doesn't even like cantaloupe that much? What if it's just oh, we got it.
That's true.
And then he chokes on it.
That's true.
Now, if it had been a perfectly ripe red grape and it just perfectly fit in my throat, I'd be okay going out that way when I'm a little older.
A little like
seedless.
how like
30.
what's your age? What's your age that you plan on?
We've talked about this before. Everyone's like, oh, when I turn 40, I'm ready, or when I turn 50, and then you get that old, and you're like, I don't want to die, really.
I think like 75 to 80 is like
yeah, 80
primo.
even feels a little old for me.
Yeah.
I'm thinking probably 70. Well, it depends. Also, we have such a privilege of having this job where, but there's not, like everyone else, it's like these normies listening to this, these people with some real jobs and whatnot.
Most of our audience
work until retirement.
Yeah, they're all construction workers and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
they're all. So then it's like once you get out of, once you retire, you're like, okay, now I can start living, and you want to probably live a little longer.
Yeah.
But us, we're already just not real people a ton. And then when I hit 65, then I'll retire. Or something. I'll probably just be dead.
Yeah.
Also, really, I
by the
don't
way,
know yet. Like, who knows if I'll have a meaningful life by that point?
Guys, my mom worked 40 years at the same company. By the way, don't do that. Don't listen to your fucking boomer parents. Okay, that say
called
like
loyalty. Okay?
that go like, hey, work at the same place.
It's called being a company man. It's
No.
respectable.
I'll
work here for 40 years.
Dude,
I'll work at this place for
I'm telling
40
you,
years.
you know what you need to do? You need to do what a normal goddamn modern businessman does. You start sending applications to other podcasts and going, look at my highlight reel. What can you offer me? You need to jump your way up. You should be Joe Rogan's co-host in a couple years. Work your way up. Keep skipping your way up the ladder.
Nah.
My mom stayed at the same place for 40 years, and then she's like, I'll live life once I retire. She retired last year, died before she started getting her pension and everything.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, like she saved and everything for retirement, died before she could spend a penny. Don't do that. Well, I mean, okay, she didn't die from like a horrific accident or whatever. She drank herself to death. It was kind of like elongated.
She started the party early.
Yeah,
she was
without
partying.
actually doing anything. It was just like sitting alone with a big thing of boxed wine, drinking it out of a silly straw. But
Yeah,
it wasn't even cool alcoholism. It was just lame alcoholism. But yeah, you guys should really focus on not doing that. Not doing that. Live life while you're young. Because there'll be something horrific that'll happen health-wise in your 50s or 60s that'll keep you from going and doing that stuff.
Do you feel like this has taught you a little about life, this death, a little maybe some motivations or something, or some wisdoms?
I need to get to work with my manuscripts and my books that I've written, and I need to flesh them out into solid projects. Because I have
sued by the Captain Underpants guy.
Dude, they can't come after me. This is completely original IP. Captain Underpants
doesn't have a sidekick named Talking Toilet.
Dr. Diaper and his pet Timmy the Talking Toilet are nothing like Captain Underpants. Right? He's a baby. Captain Underpants is a full-fledged man.
It's true.
Completely different.
I like that broccoli hair.
Yeah.
I was in that toilet.
No, I think.
Well, he's got a diaper.
It's 5 pages. Do you want me to read it to you?
Yeah, I'm just curious if anyone ever uses Timmy or if he's just.
Yeah, one day Dr. Diaper got up, went for a walk. After he went around the chair, he was usually tired. I guess he went for a walk around a chair. All right.
Pretty tiring.
Yeah,
You're a
pretty
fat
tired.
little kid writing this. Holy shit.
and then he says, "Whoo, that was a long chair." That's
funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Punchline.
For like a for like a 7-year-old, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Then he went under the couch to find his shaker. Like a rattler.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, this one doesn't have my name, so I can show it. Suddenly, fuzz bunnies came out of nowhere and did the doom tickle. And he says, "Ha ha, stop it!" When suddenly, Babby do a bad thing. I think he shit his pants.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, that thing to its right looks like a really long turd coming
It
out of
does,
his ass.
yeah. I think it's supposed to be gas though, because he's sniffing it. He's sucking it in. Yeah. And then next page, this is where the story really picks up here. He says,
arc.
Yep. He says, "I will fight for everything that is goober safe and that holds in water." I don't know what the fuck that is. Then he saw the fuzzy bunny kingdom and his shaker with 2 fuzz bunnies guarding it. I guess the fuzz bunnies were guarding his shaker, as you can see.
Yeah,
right
I
there.
mean, it's implied for sure in the story.
Timmy the talking toilet flushes them. Flush. It says flush right there. That way you know it's happening. And then wait, does this say my name?
Oh,
And it says down the
show,
white
don't tell. Jesus
down
Christ.
the white bowl they went.
Okay, so he uses the
And the
cool.
shaker was saved thanks to the talking toilet and Dr. Diaper.
Your
end.
mom probably showed this to a psychiatrist or something. It was like, what do you make of this? He's in 11th grade.
He's way too old.
What does this mean?
The story sucks. The art
Or
sucks.
she was like, "This is awesome," and like showed it to a publisher or something. It was like, "What? Could this be
No,
a
I
movie?"
think it was the first one because that was after I dropped out of high school. She was like, "We should really get him back in. You really need something to help mold his mind. His mind is mush." Yeah.
Did you only ever do one volume, or you pump out a couple of those?
I did find. Well, I found another flip book, same style, but it's Dragon Ball Z pictures.
Oh.
And I drew a bunch of characters from Dragon Ball Z, all doing the exact same stance. They're just standing like a fucking paper doll. Because I couldn't do like, you know, if you've ever driven or drawn anything, like a stance is super hard. You know?
Yeah, like
so all my
dynamic.
all my guys are just standing like straight.
Every one of my freaks is facing straight forward with their arms like this.
Yeah.
Or like this.
Or hands down by the side. Yeah.
Or on the hips. Yeah.
Dude, in ancient Egypt, I would be a fucking beautiful artist. I would be well regarded, but
I don't like making them look sideways too much though, so I don't know about that.
Well, it either has to be forward or completely sideways so you can do a little triangle nose, but like a 3/4 turn, that's a no-go. That's too hard. That's way too difficult.
Perspective knowledge, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know if I should say this. You know what? Fuck him. My brother, this is kind of a little funny sideway. He
a really funny topic overall, so I'm sure
it's
a funny little segue.
Okay, so if you thought it couldn't get any worse with my family, here comes Zach. I should probably call him and see if this could get him fired at work or whatever, but it doesn't matter. I'll call him and stall. I'll tell you whether or not you can keep it in here because I think it is funny.
Scared. Okay.
It is kind of funny. So he, his wife that he had kids with, it's now his ex-wife. She's like a little bit on the spectrum, but she's like completely just like a person you can talk to. She's a normal lady, right? And and
they're like people.
Yeah, like people, like human beings. And so he's on Tinder and he finds this girl and it says on her profile autistic. And he's like, I'm fine with that. My ex-wife is autistic or whatever. So he has her over and he's like, dude, she's like Rain Man level. Like it's like a completely different thing. And they fuck and then she blocked him. I was like, Zach, you got blocked by like a Rain Man level girl. And
I'm trying to process a lot of information right now, but okay, keep going.
That's it. That was it. I thought it was
what
funny
kind of
that
segue is that?
I thought it was hilarious that he was like, oh, I could do that. Well, this is a little bit more advanced than I thought.
This is what I can get. Yeah.
And then she fucked him and then blocked him. He's like, I feel used, but it was like, I don't know, it's just strange. I was like, the fuck is going?
I haven't seen. Is it just called Rain Man, or is that just what they call him and Dustin Hoffman in that movie's called Rain Man, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. He's like pretty like special, right? Like it's just like this way.
Yeah,
I'm just having a hard time understanding. I've never really thought about the morals of this situation.
Yeah, like at what point is it unethical?
I'd say probably Rain Man level. Where a line should probably be drawn.
I think the line should be drawn there too, but I just want to state that this lady was a little bit above that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, that has to just be hyperbole, right? I mean, probably.
Jesus Christ, I hope so.
Is she really good at counting and stuff, or?
I don't know.
I'm sure that's fine. Yeah,
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure he will. He's gonna be okay.
He'll be fine. Oh God. I'll call and I'll ask him. I'll be like, are you gonna lose
confirm? Was it a little above Rain Man, right?
Yeah. I hope. I haven't seen the movie either, but the guy walks around and counts cards. He can't be that, can't be that bad.
I've seen some clips of it. I don't know. He's like, he's really into cars and stuff. Yeah. Interesting. So the rest of the family's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
For this,
was
this pre or post?
I'm the only person.
Is this a grief?
Grief
it was
bang post. It was post. So like while I'm sitting there doing all this shit and taking care of all this stuff and going to banks and screaming at funeral people because they burned the phone with my mom and
blew my mother up.
Yeah.
The smithereens, yeah.
Yeah, my brother's out having sex with Rain Man. What the hell? Yeah, I need to give him more to-dos. I told him, hey, write the obituary.
He's the older brother. He should be getting on some of this stuff.
He's not written an obituary yet. It can't be that hard. I think there's templates out there for that kind of stuff.
To make this family horror that's happened to you about me, I'm pretty worried about, what's going to happen when all this kind of stuff starts happening in my life. The silver lining is that my roommate currently is learning, through, I guess, his job or something. I don't know. He's like always doing vague, like professional looking work in there. But he's learning a lot about estate law and stuff and how to actually set up estates and living wills and trusts and shit.
Yeah.
And he's already said once he figures it all out, he's told me he would help my family with it, which would be awesome because they're completely, no one in my family knows how to deal with any of this stuff.
Yeah, and it's a fucking nightmare.
I know, a lot of the government takes a lot in taxes or whatever, like the stuff you get in the will, and I don't even know how all my parents' debt would what I get and what I don't. I don't know how any real adult life death transferring works.
What I've learned is that if you have an account, let's say a money market, like a 401k or something like that, and you have the beneficiary of that account is your kids, it just goes to them. It doesn't have to go through probate, which is where you have an estate lawyer take a look at it and it goes to court or whatever. But if there's no beneficiaries, then you need an estate lawyer and it goes to probate. And this is when the debt that person has on their books, they'll come after whatever's in probate. So my mom has bank accounts that have money in them. The lady won't fucking tell me how much. But she'll go it's worth taking a look at. It's enough to go after. And I'm like, well, she has $6,000 in credit card debt. Is that debt that they're gonna come after her money? Is it like $7,000 in the account? Because if it's $7,000 fucking bucks, and then I have to pay an estate lawyer, and then her credit card companies are gonna come take the money, I'm not gonna be left with nothing. I'm just gonna waste my fucking time. She's
like, I don't know.
Yeah, she's like, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Yeah, I felt like just grabbing her monitor really quick and looking.
That's such a scary, frustrating, just let me look at the fucking shit,
look, dude.
It's like I'm a fucking kid. I'm not trying to fuck anyone over here. Yeah. But then also, how do you prove that you're not some,
You know what is awesome, though? My grandma had... my grandma got a power of attorney back in 2017, and she listed the first agent of her power of attorney.
Power of an attorney? Did she pass the bar exam?
And power of attorney, by the way, it basically gives me the ability to do financial decisions, real estate decisions, and some medical decisions for her in case she's incapacitated or. In this event,
phone with her when
she's just her. She's just 90, and this is my grandma, not my mom, and just in case some decisions need to be made, I can make them for her. So the first agent was my mom, and in the event of her death or her being incapacitated, then my uncle, he's also dead. In the event of his death, third string at the bottom, they're like, just in case everybody's dead, just give us a third.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. They didn't even have me sign it. There was no notary that was there to make sure. The first two agents have to be signed and it has to be notarized and everything for them. Me, they were just write a fucking third name. I'm third string. And this is back in 2017.
You're getting called up now, though.
I'm getting called up now. I have the power. It is so much easier to do all this shit where I just walk in the bank and be like, boom, power of attorney. Put me on my grandma. Yeah, I own her. She's mine now. And holy shit, she's got a lot of debt. I'll take care of that, I guess.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Look right here. It's got your name scratched out and your brother's written.
Yeah. Well, no, my brother was so upset. He was like, "What the fuck? I'm not even on it." Because he's old. He's 5 years older than me.
Fourth string, yeah.
Dude, in 2017, he was living in an Airstream that had no air conditioning or insulation.
Well, why can't I run it all? What?
I was like, dude, no wonder Grandma didn't choose you to be your fucking power of attorney. You're basically like a homeless guy. He had this guy. I need to have him on one time so we could talk about
this Airstream before, or it's just a. Oven.
It was just a metal shell, no windows, next to a railroad track, and then it had just like a fence around it in the middle of a parking lot. In the summers, it would get like 120 in there. It was so fucking hot. Just when you were inside looking up, like, you know what Airstream
or was it just
Yeah,
my aunt has an Airstream.
The inside was the metal layer that was the outside, if that makes sense. Like he didn't have like
it's not supposed to be like that.
No, he didn't have like the inside part. It was just a metal tube that he was like in.
I'm actually pretty shocked he didn't die in that.
Well, he stayed out of it until before, until it was dark.
Yeah.
And then he would go in there after the heat had dissipated from his oven house. That thing had to be sanitary though, because it's like it preheated. It was like a cleaning cycle on an oven every day. And then he would go in there once everything was cooled down.
That sounds like an actual nightmare. Like that sounds like a fate worse than certain deaths than the choking on a cantaloupe living in that thing for summer in Florida.
He had like a little pile of clothes in the corner. I'm surprised it didn't catch on fire or something. It's so fucking hot in there.
Couldn't keep lithium batteries in there. Couldn't do nothing, dude.
No, wow. But I think that's where he was in 2017, and so he's like
a trooper. Thank God it's not. Yeah, if we were in Florida, a lot of my family would probably have perished by now. But it's funny, some of the similarities, because around that time, my brother, I remember he was in like a little shack in the woods on someone's property that had no heating or AC or anything. So in the winter, it'd just be fucking freezing. It was probably like as big as this room.
Yeah.
And he just had kind of like, I only went there one time. I think he had a bathtub in it for some reason, but it was also like a toilet and a sink or something. It was just like every time I go over there, I'd be
like a Unabomber shack.
Yeah, like just.
He doesn't have a wood stove.
I don't think that this place had he has a wood stove now.
Okay,
but he lives in a much nicer little shack now.
But
he's also like completely. I'd go over there and be like, my God, and he's completely cool with it. You know, he's like, I'm by the woods. I can go pick mushrooms and shit. I'm like, oh my God.
It honestly, it does seem really nice to have that kind of as a vacation type thing. Maybe go there a couple months.
Maybe
and live it
in the fall or something. Yeah, maybe spring. Sure.
I just watched this video of this guy. He has a tree house, and this tree house, like, he just has a little wood stove in it. And he just looks out from opens up his little shutters, looks out on the snow. He's in like some alpine forest. And I'm like, dude, I would love that, to just have an excuse to have a wood stove and not be in Florida, just like.
You would love wood stoves. We've got one in my mom's. We got two in my mom's house.
Yeah, I love how hot they get.
Place I just stayed in Catskill. Oh, my dog, my old lab, just sleeps touching it. I'm like, I don't even know that's possible.
Yeah.
Dogs love them. It's cool. It's a nice little woodsy appeal, Yeah. It sucks to it doesn't even really suck that much to put wood in it. I guess it's got a little thing you turn. It's cool.
It just makes you feel like you're doing something, I just feel so out of touch.
I'm still here.
I feel like such a fucking pussy walking up to the thermostat and hitting the button. I don't know. It's there's something.
I don't know. I'm okay with some modern conveniences, but
neurons activate when I'm just like putting wood on the fire. Like, I'm a man still, and then I turn around and sit down and fucking play video games.
I love making fires. Yeah, I love like outdoor fires and stuff. Here though, in the winter, it's going constant. We just have a pussy gas fire that you turn the gas on and you throw a match in there, and sometimes the match goes out, and then the thing's still pumping out gas, and I go, what if when right at the moment I reach in to turn the gas off, there's actually a little spark on that match still, and it blows me up? And I run into that, a couple times every year. But And it smells like gas, stinky in
Yeah,
there.
it's stinky and everything.
But it's still not. It's cooler than those like electric fires. You know, there's still flames.
Yeah.
It's just there's
You know, it's
no.
weird. It's Abby's
no wood
grandma
crackling or
for
anything.
Christmas got one of those electric fireplaces. And
I've got a fucking TV fire going right now, talking about my love for real fires. I gotta get some perspective. But sorry, go on.
she got an electric fireplace with like it has like the little light show and everything as if fire and it's a wood cabinet to mimic like a mantelpiece.
yeah.
And it says on the thing, it says like constructed by Amish craftsmen. I was like, Amish craftsmen put this circuitry in here and this electric fire together.
It's not right
And so,
here. Yeah.
This Amish guy soldering this thing together. That doesn't seem right. Seems like they were breaking some rules. But then again, I've also seen Amish
Created
people
by
have
former.
like they use cell phones and stuff now to stay competitive. I'm like, what the fuck's up with these
They're
people?
cheating.
They're
I mean,
fakers.
they're just They just
think-
want the cool outfits that Amish people get to wear and the awesome beards, but they don't want to do any of the hard shit.
Yeah. They just they want the aesthetic. They want the hot women that Amish dudes get, but they don't want to dedicate to the lifestyle. It's fucked up.
They like their cool little buggies.
One guy came by playing Angry Birds and they were like, "I need that." that's my breaking point.
Screw this awesome life I have here on this farm.
Yeah, they got
I
fucking
definitely
bejeweled and
mentioned
shit
it
on their
before.
phone.
My step grandpa was Amish until he was like 8. And then now that whole family's Mennonite, which is just like
It's one step
basically what
above
we're
that.
describing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they're still lame. It's still
Amish with iPads.
So boring when you go to their house. They've got all their just little fucking books, and every event they have to read a passage from the Bible really slowly and old like, and it just fucking sucks. But that guy's an insanely hard worker, and he's still got that Amish blood in him. I don't even know how old they are. Probably late 80s. Every time he comes over, he's like, "What can I fix?" Dude, just sit down.
Yeah.
He just finds little things to tinker on or whatever. And that is cool. I'm like, I wish I was a real person like that, where I should do
I
tinker. Like being a tinkerer is a really cool thing.
it is.
I know
It
you've
is
talked
really
about like
cool.
woodworking before and stuff. I'd love just a little tinkering bench.
And there's also
for
like
vague tinkering.
there's like a lot of mind that goes into it that I'm not I don't think I want to learn
I
that
think you
stuff.
could get there. I think
Yeah.
it takes an initial burst of drive and passion
and a lot of failures, and then all of a
Dedication,
sudden things start coming together. All right, we
It's like
we have
the
this
whole
like
process for learning anything, but it's
anything,
like hard.
yeah.
It's hard to learn.
hard until all of a sudden it's
It's
not.
a lot easier to just kind of grow old and let your brain mush out.
And then just hire one of those Mennonite guys to do all that hard stuff. You wanted.
Yeah, make enough money to just fuck you.
Yeah. We had our old ass I think it was my grandfather's brother who was an older brother. My grandpa was already old as shit.
Your great uncle.
And yeah, he came down and he was just one of those dudes that he would just work on stuff. And we have like this wheelchair ramp in the garage, and it happened we built it for my grandma. My brother built it for my grandma. And so she could get out of the house without falling down the fucking stairs and everything.
How's
But
that working out for her?
Not well.
She's falling all the time, by the sounds of it. But sorry.
The attic access, like the stairs that come down from that you like fold down, they would hit the ramp on the way down, and they were much too long because they used to just terminate on the floor, and now there's a big ramp in the way. And he like looks at it for like 2 seconds and goes like, "We're gonna cut these off and angle them." And so now the fucking stairs, he was there for like an hour working, maybe. The stairs now fold down and they come down and rest. The ramp's like this. The stairs come down and rest perfectly flat and sturdy on this ramp that goes down. I'm like, how the fuck did you like line up the math for that? The geometry behind that? This guy, he's
got like protractors and like rulers in his head and stuff.
no, dude.
Levels.
He looked at it like this with his like
That's what I'm
fingers.
saying. In his mind, he's got all that experience, and he's like, "Yeah, about 45."
Yeah, you get a little handsaw. He cut it, and it works fine. Works great. Holds my ass.
It's still there. That's cool.
It's still there,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know. Yeah, like imagine building something meaningful with.
If I would have tried to do that, I would have fucking broke it. Next time I would have go use it, I would have been paralyzed on that ramp. I would have fallen out of the attic somehow.
I was trying to think, what's the worst thing that could possibly happen if you fuck that up too bad? That's probably it. Paralysis. Falling through the attic. But somehow it comes down like while the wheelchair's going and staples your grandma to the ground.
How you doing? I wonder why Poob turns off his camera. What's he hiding from us? He turns off when he goes to walk away. It's like he doesn't want us to see that ass. He knows we'd get a freeze frame of that ass walking away. The Poob of 2 years ago, he would have strutted that shit. He wouldn't have turned off that camera. What happened to him? What happened to him? I have a picture of his ass right here on my fucking computer, I think. Look at that youthful ass.
I feel so fucking gross. I was working out right before my food got here and I didn't shower.
Oh, yeah.
I just put clothes on. Now I've probably got stinky fucking butt and balls.
I was talking about that while you were gone. I was like, why don't we... Well, there was 2 years ago, Poob would have fucking left that camera on and seen that ass walking away. And now you turn your camera off.
I'm wearing a ridiculous... Most of the time, below the belt, it's just outrage. Poop splattered white shorts, no socks. Just weapons to be used against me. And normally when I come back down, massive pee blotch right where my penis is, and it's really high up on my shorts. Like, just shows where my penis is. It's just soaking wet. It's just no. I've thought about that too. I've changed a lot of just habits on streaming stuff. I don't know. Stream Deck makes it a lot easier on like. I never even used to have the option to just like beep, press the button.
Oh, you finally got one of those Stream Deck?
Yeah, I've had it for a while.
They rock. Yeah. They rock. My only problem with them is I don't use it enough. Like, that's not my problem with it. That's just like I need to use it more.
I only become complacent. Like 2 buttons on it.
Yeah. Same thing with like Go XLRs. When people like actually use it to its full potential, there's a lot of
wasted potential there. Yeah, I used to walk away. People are sexualizing my big fat ass a lot on my stream and stuff, but I think about that sometimes, like just the difference you get when you become comfortable with something, kind of the lack of innovation, you know? I don't show my butt anymore because I don't really have to. And it's kind of like, it's sad. You lost something there. But also, I just don't have as much life in me as I used to. Also, a lot of my like old stream highlights, because like occasionally, I'll look back at old clips or something. I'm like, man, look at that guy. I'm like jumping around on my bed, or I'm like riding my longboard.
Happy.
Well, I'm also absolutely thrashed. Like, I'm pretty drunk in a lot of those clips. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't really think I was a happier person. I was more, it's all more like, it's the novelty. But I was more excited. I was more hungry. And then you had me on this podcast, and I got a little more full. And then now my hunger's a little more satiated.
The ambition's gone,
The ambition, the creativity, the bits, it's just all kind of vanished. It's
well, you're young enough. Your resume can have a little bit of a gap in it. I fear that I need to keep that ambition and that dog in me because, dude, old. If I lose this, I lose it all. It's gone. I got nothing else.
Yeah, that's.
I've
got the family business, so I can, this all fails. I just make everyone happy.
A family business, and then everybody in it died, and so it's really the family business is not around anymore. So
God,
and they paid me fucking peanuts. They used to complain so much about like, oh, like how much are you paying yourself? Like, because I would do some of the accounting and stuff, and I'd pay myself like $10,000 a year, which is like what a McDonald's employee makes. I think
less.
Yeah, it's like just to make sure that everybody else was doing fine. And they were like, Sam, why are you quitting on us to go do that YouTube? And I was like, have you guys seen like?
Yeah. I
Jesus
know.
Christ.
Yeah, I made minimum. I made like $725 working for my mom, and my little sister works that. She's been working there since she was like 12, and. Maybe even younger, which I'm like, I'm going to like get my whole family arrested one day and our family business shut down, and I'll really have done it. you know, it's different laws when it's a family business. It's not like a legal kid employee. Still check into that. If it's totally illegal, I was joking.
Yeah, Stolt,
But
podcast editor, look into the legality of child labor.
Yeah. That's like his job, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny when this is totally now going a different direction, and you probably won't relate to it as much because you have an older brother only. But it's weird. I mean, you can relate because it happens from your perspective too. When you reach that age where you're like, okay, I'm kind of more like a real person, and you start thinking about bigger issues and talking, you know, like a human. I still look at all my little siblings, like nephew and stuff, like they're like 4 years old. And on this family vacation I was just on, I'm sorry, is there something crazy happening on your phone? No,
I'm not playing
sorry.
on my phone.
You're playing your fucking game?
I'm playing, dude.
Okay.
This thing
No,
got
okay,
sent
go
to me.
back to, I'm sorry, I thought it was like, I
No,
thought it was something crazy with your family. I was
100%
just joking.
My mental game is right here with you. This is
Okay,
just
then
visual.
sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, just, keep going, keep playing your game. No, I made myself lose the train of thought just trying to berate you. I thought you were like a serious text from your family being you need to come down to the
No.
funeral home.
My grandma fell earlier today. I said, don't you fucking fall again today, all right? I ain't coming back over here to pick you up.
Just put her on an inversion table or something. Just leave her there.
You get one fall today, okay? That's it.
But like I had a weird conversation with my little sibling where it's when you breach that first time. Because listen, everyone puts on their masks or whatever. You know, I'm the golden child in my family when I was a kid. I never cuss around anyone or, you know, I'm just there to keep the peace. But you know, when you hang out with your friends, you're like a totally different. You know, you're fucking around, you're joking and stuff, you're looking at porn and whatnot.
Yeah, with your friends.
Yeah, with your friends. You know, they bring a porn magazine to the playground. You're like, I don't really get what this is, but you know, something's changed. And I had a really weird moment where I was talking to my younger sister and like I saw her like, I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, you're like actually like a real person now. Like she was talking about her worries with the family business. And like, well, you and our other older brother, they're like, you guys don't seem to want shit to do with it. And I have to take over and blah, blah, blah. And then she was worried about my nephew turning into his other siblings and all this stuff. And I'm like, I was also really blasted high. And I was just like, oh my God, like what's happening? Like, aren't you like worried about like homework or something? Or,
oh yeah, she's
like,
full ass adult.
Yeah. She's like really worried about things where I'm like, I didn't even know you could comprehend those issues yet.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, of
how
course
old is she?
I can. She's 14.
Oh yeah, that's a transitioning point.
Yeah.
Women also mature quicker than dudes.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. She's probably got the
already
mind of
surpassed
like a 38-year-old man probably.
Yeah,
at this point.
She was, I don't know, and then she just called me out for a bunch of stuff and was like, this is why like we actually need to have like sibling conversations to figure out what's going to happen when like mom and her dad die and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm
now
like,
is not the time.
Yeah, like I'm not ready for this kind of talk right now.
Dude, Abby's little brother. He's always just Abby's little brother to me. I just think of him as a little kid. And
the old now.
He's like 27, and I still think he's like a little kid. Yeah. I'm still like, oh, he's like a little kid.
You're still reaching what I was talking about with like my 14-year-old siblings. Well,
because I don't see him often.
Yeah, true. Well,
you know,
I don't see my family a ton. So
I all of a sudden like he was like this little kid. I remember when I started dating Abby, he was like an 8-year-old, 9-year-old little boy or something, and she was babysitting him. And then,
but you were what, like 12 or 13?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
really
hanging out at her house.
Much younger, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember going, or like we would see him. He would be just in high school or whatever, and then we didn't see him for a while. And then he just came over to my place like a couple months ago, and he's like, "This is my fiance," and I'm like, "Whoa, fiance!" And then I talked to him on the phone 2 days ago, and he's like, "Yeah, I work at NASA." I'm like, what?
Want to
hang
out?
He's like, here's some pictures. He's deathly afraid of heights. He's working on the fucking structure that holds the rocket on the launch pad. He's at the top of that, like working on stuff. And I'm like, you're like a full ass, you're a person, like a a professional man. And I
Probably
was
even
at the
has ambitions and goals.
yeah, he's not just like idling when I'm not talking to him. Yeah, he's probably got his own thing going on. And then another weird thing too is that I'm 32 now. I'm substantially older than you, but I was at the bank dealing with this.
Substantially. He's like double.
Yeah, double.
Triple my age, yeah.
I was at the bank talking to the bank manager. And I was like, how old are you? And he's like, I'm 34. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's weird to see like people my age are now the people that do stuff, that like are running stuff. And that's weird, especially since like I've now like, you haven't hit this part yet probably, but sometimes I'll like, if I'm like looking at porn, I'll be like, this person's like 10 years younger than me. Oh. This is weird. Do you think like as you
do some math on your age really quick? How old did you say you were? 27?
I feel like 22 might be old for a porn star too. That's like an aged porn star at that point.
You gotta start getting into some more MILF porn, my friend, dude. I'm normally going. Are they too old? Are they?
Well, do you think as people get older, do people like only watch their age group of porn? Do you think?
I think you should grow with your porn.
I think so too.
I think you should. I don't think you should stunt your porn because then it's like, how are you going to start looking at your wife?
Yeah.
What are you going to just be like? Oh, you're old. You're my age.
I went down to the FSU side of town.
Googling 32-year-old porn stars.
30-year-old porn stars. Oh God. I was down
not that old.
It isn't. No.
I'd bang a ton of 30-year-olds.
Yeah, no, 30's fine, but I'm thinking like, what about in my 50s? Oh my God, good heavens.
In your 50s, you can watch porn of people in their 40s.
Yeah.
50 for a man is 40.
For a woman.
For a woman, it's 60. I saw.
Okay. But I went over to like the college side of town, and I was like looking at the kids that go to college and stuff. They look like little kids to me. Like they're just so young.
Yeah, I mean, you're like
I am
you're substantially older than a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them.
You're more than a decade older than freshmen. I mean, you're.
Well, I had never really understood what people said when they were like
14 years older.
When they do like casting for like college kids or whatever in movies, they always look way older than actual college kids. I really pick up on that. High schoolers
always, yeah.
Yeah, high schoolers is notorious, but like even college kids, like they're all just like little boys down there.
I mean, but some of them, I don't know. It depends. I'm sure as you get older, they all just look a lot younger. But like, I knew some people in college that still look, I feel, substantially older than I look now, and I look a lot older than I did in college. But some people, I mean, I had some friends that I feel like they've looked like full-grown men since junior high or something. I'm sure they didn't, but they always felt like that, and then it always scaled up. Like in high school, they always looked like adults, and then
have you ever seen that? There's like a Vsauce video about that. Like, did people back in the day look older than they do now?
I feel like I've seen that thumbnail or something. Yeah,
and it shows like high schoolers from like 1950. Not like
the 80s. Yeah, this is like,
Yeah. No, there is that fucking the dude that has to shave before school every morning.
Yeah.
And he's got like a 5 o'clock shadow, and you're like, "What the fuck, dude? Why can't I grow facial hair or anything like that?"
Yeah. Well, all the like big frat guys too. Like if you go to a frat heavy school, a lot of them just look like they just look like more real of people than me or something. I used to be. Well, I was also, I'm just like kind of a scrawny, just regular sized man. I feel like everyone at that fucking college was huge. They're just some big ass dudes. And one of the best moments of my life, truly, was at my internship. And I was at a party that we were all doing. And I looked around and I was the tallest guy there. And I was like, this is what some people just feel all the time.
Yeah.
Everyone in that program, just not that tall. Huh. Something about, it's these corn-fed Indiana people or something. I don't know. Or they're getting shipped in from somewhere else. Just a lot of really big guys where I'm like, they would just absolutely, they just pummel me.
Yeah.
You always see another guy you're assessing. And a lot of these guys,
Is that what you do? Is that what you do? You when you see another guy, you assess whether or not you could kick his ass?
I was talking about if he'd fuck me good or not. But no, if you could fight me hard.
Oh.
No.
Fight me hard.
Fight me good. Fight me well.
Could you fight me hard?
No, I'm not. No. If I can go through my whole life without getting into a bar fight, I'll be very happy.
I know, yeah. I was in that frame of mind. I was like, at some point, I'm gonna get into a fight. When I was in my 20s, and then now I've realized I've gone like a decade without ever swinging on somebody. So now I see people, and then I go.
I almost fought my female cousin.
I have 911 on my phone in case this gets rowdy.
I'm recording, you asshole.
I'm that guy that pulls up the phone and records.
Yeah, it's real tough. It's real cool. There's a lot of people that love to instigate fights and stuff in that scene, but. Now the time to have done it would have been high school, where there's no real repercussions. But now what? I'd go to jail.
Yeah, you swing on a person. Yeah,
even if I lose, which is decently probable, I would still get in trouble.
You know what my problem with that stuff is like it's not the immediate joy you may get over cracking someone in the face that's pissing you off. I know that now that I'm an adult, all that shit's followed up with just paperwork, talking to the fucking cops. I'm probably not going to be able to tuck my kids in that night, and you're going to spend the night in the jail or whatever. Like, I just want to avoid any and all. Like, if someone ever fucking hits me with their car, I'm just like, oh fuck. Like the amount of time that is added on just because you tagged me. I'm very much one of those people that will get out, look at it, and be like, "Can I just go? Like, I don't even care about the damage you did. You're liable. Can I just leave?" I would rather just not give a shit.
I got pissed at one of my friends because he hit my car when he stayed here for a couple days. And when he was leaving, he was just going somewhere. He wasn't even leaving for the trip. He tagged my car or whatever. And it's really not bad at all. Like, it's a little bump and some paint scraped off. And he woke me up. Okay, here we go. Okay, dear viewers, listen, I know I'm not like a real, to me, this is insane. To you, you're like, you fucking play. He woke me up at like 8 a.m.
Whoa! Middle of the night?
Well, but I'm not built like that, okay?
Yeah.
I've never been. I cannot wake up early. There's something wrong. Even when I, needed to, I'd be the type, I'd just get fired from a real job. And he woke me up. I'm like, oh, hey, like, what's happening? He's like, hey, man, I hit your car. I'm like, oh, okay, like, I'll deal with it later. And he was incessant. He was like, no, you need to look at it. Like, I'm not going to feel right until you look at it. And I know if I need to pay you or like get my insurance or whatever. And I was like, dude, I really don't care right now. Like, I'm not driving today. I'll look at it later. It's not going to change.
Unless you got up to like 60 miles per hour in the driveway and like obliterated it.
He was backing out. Like, how bad could it really fucking be? And he's like, no, you need to look at it. He's like, I need to know if you're going to be mad or whatever. And my roommate was warning him. He's like, dude, he's going to be a lot more mad that you're waking him up right now than the fact that you hit his car. And I went out there, my little glasses and my underwear or whatever. I'm like, there's nothing there.
You woke me up for this.
Yeah, I've noticed it more now, but like, I wish he had destroyed something. So I was like, dude, what the fuck? He's like, what do you want, like $100?
$100 won't even get you anything in this world, honestly.
I don't know shit about cars, so I'm like, I don't know how much it costs to fix paint.
It costs a fucking $1 billion to do anything with a car. It's annoying.
I thought $100 was pretty generous, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what. He's like, how much would it cost? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what a little corner of paint would. Have to get the whole thing painted, this whole section, or what? So I'm just like, dude, just please fuck off. Like, please let me go back to bed. And afterwards, I couldn't fall back to sleep. I was just seething.
Well, it's like, too close to like your actual wake up time.
And I'm also, I'm like, it's really nice of him to be so concerned, but also just believe me when I'm like, dude, fuck off. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'd rather just not care about a lot of that stuff. That's why, I don't have gray hairs yet or something. It's just, even in my old age, there's so many things that I get anxious about or worried. Like, if I can just negate a lot of that with just all the basic shit where it just really doesn't fucking matter, I'd much rather live that way.
Well, it's funny.
and the
things
paperwork and
things that dudes usually get worked up about is not the stuff that I usually get worked up about. Like
beer,
car,
babes,
my damn car. Like, to me, a car is just a tool that brings me from point A to point
I'm not
B.
a car guy.
So that's like when mine got the fucking mirror knocked off. I was like, oh no, my mirror or whatever. Like,
that sucks.
Yeah, I was like, whatever. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I car. I would just.
What you get for saying an Ebor,
right? I'm just gonna. That same car is just going to be beat to hell and back for the next 10 years, and then I'll just get the next cheapest car I can get at the dealership. So
yeah, that's it's like he's acting like I've got some fucking sports car out there or something. And it used to be my mom's car, and on every one of my mom's cars, dox the fuck out of myself. The back right light, wink, is broken from backing into the same stump in our driveway with like
stump
4
in the
different
driveway.
cars.
Keep an eye out for that.
Just has hit it on multiple cars and bashed out the fucking taillight. And it's still got leaves in it and dirt and stuff from 2008. So I really don't care. I washed my car one time, I think, since I've owned it. Like, he's really barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah. It's
because his car is pristine.
If he had backed into our computers or something like that, then
Jesus
you fucking
Christ,
wake
if
you wake me
into
up
the basement.
Yeah.
I would be pretty freaked out.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed off. My camera's just on the ground outside. He backs over it. My dog, if he had like dented my dog or something, I'd care a lot more. But yeah. Possessions, they're just tools to get me to my reward.
Dude, I used to be that way about my camera too. Is I'd be like, oh, take care of it and everything. And now I've realized it's just a tool that I use to get. Like, I beat the shit out of them now.
Mine's sitting by a glass of water and a beer right now on that table.
I feel like there was a moment with, I think it was this camera on the hiking trip I did with my brother. I bought this camera for that hiking trip. There was a moment where I had the lens off and I was just looking at water beating up on the sensor itself. And if I would have if I would have just posted a picture of water sitting like visibly on the sensor to like the photography subreddit, I'm sure there would have been people like, no, it's a brand new camera. It had just come out. And, I just shook it till the water got off, let it air dry in the sun. And
things.
Then,
well, that's a little different. I was going to say, I've got a pair of shoes where if I post a picture with it or something, people are always like, I can't believe you beat the fuck out of those. Because I know what shoes
I know what shoes you're talking about. They're just like white.
They're just white and green and yellow New Balances.
Yeah.
And I like wearing them. I like wearing them out. I mean, they used to look a lot better, granted. And now I also have this effect on shoes because my feet are so flat. My friend always says I turn them into garden shoes or like potato sack them or something. They just all flatten out. They all pancake. And they become wider and just kind of uglier over time. Like every pair of shoes I own, because my big fat fucking pancake feet just kind of naturally smush them. Yeah. And so they do look pretty gross now. And, you wear them to one fucking bad bar and they're all sticky for life or whatever. But I got a lot of use out of them. I got a lot of life out of them.
It's a shoe.
Yeah, it's a shoe. I've never understood like sneakerhead
and you know what?
That kind of stuff.
Also, I think it adds a level of badassery if you buy a cool, expensive shoe and you just wear the hell out of it. Like those Rick Owens that look like Converses that people just... it's like his most famous shoe. I forget what they're called.
I probably know what you're talking about.
But I think they look way better when people just scuff the hell out of them and they're just a worn shoe. But people that buy a shoe and they're like, don't touch it. It's my shoe. My J's have to look perfect. Nah, just wear the hell out of them. I think it looks way better.
Dude, look, I mean, yeah. No, yeah. It's just I've got no anger towards people that like to preserve their stuff. But I personally, it's like, don't tell me what to do with my shoe. Don't tell me how to wear my shoes that I paid for. I bought them for very cheap.
In a year, I'm tired of it. So, like, why keep it?
Yeah, I know. That's also another thing is I just didn't wear them for like a year. Not because I'm preserving them, but I'm like, I've overworn them. Yeah. So now I wear other shoes.
Isn't it nice being an adult and being able to just buy a pair of shoes and 5 years from now it still fits you?
It is cool.
It's nice. It's nice.
It is nice. Yeah, back in the day, you get like one pair before school
You
started.
better wear the shit out of it because it's not going to fit you the next year.
You better not fuck up the choice, too. So there's a couple times where I was just like following a fad. I'm like, these are cool. And then for the whole year, I'd just wear them, and they weren't cool. They were cool like a year ago.
Yeah.
And
I think I got a pair of Etnies a year too late in middle school, and I was like, what
I got some
fuck?
Osiris's in like 2015.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck are you wearing? I'm just trying to fit in, man. Yeah.
Do they even still sell Osiris's?
I think I looked it up. I think they do.
That's awesome.
I think they're probably a lot cheaper now or something.
Get some Osiris's. Oh man, I used to.
We should wear some to TwitchCon.
Yeah,
Osiris's with Heelys put into them.
Yeah. You know what? What's funny is I got some people reached out to me like, "Hey, would you like to do like a live stream panel thing at TwitchCon?" I'm like, "No, I am not going. I don't even have a ticket to TwitchCon, dude. I'm going to Vegas. Happens to be about the same time that TwitchCon is happening, but I am not there to go to that stupid convention."
Was it the people you did it for last year? Is it different?
I didn't do one last year.
I thought you.
No.
Who was at the Marauders thing? Was that just Omid and Aqua in them?
Yeah,
I thought you went into the.
Yeah, I went in there. I wasn't supposed to be in there.
You just fucked around.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just in there because this Aqua was in there.
They had you. That was awesome. That they gave us headphones and stuff. That was cool.
that was cool. Those guys are nice, but no, the
snackies.
What's his face? Kings. He was like, "There's a lot of opportunities out there to make some money if you want to do some live streaming at the event," and I'm like,
why doesn't he hit up a guy that needs some more? Hey, Kings, what's up, dude? I'll get my social blade up.
I'm going to Vegas to go to Vegas, dude. Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty damn excited.
Dude, I wasn't, because there were some things that happened in my life, but now that I'm on the way
cleared up.
Yeah, now that they're clearing up, I am like, I want some hangout time with some homies.
If it makes you feel any better, I mean, your mom only dies once, so
yeah,
that's out of the way for this.
I used that
unless you're
excuse
adopted
a
or
lot
something.
last week, and I really got some sympathy for it. I was able to squirm out of some stuff.
Dude.
My brother-in-law, the NASA guy, his wedding, I was able to get out of that, going to that because the mom died. Dude. Can't use that every time. Still do have a dad though, so
I will
have that excuse in the future.
You just do something immoral and you think about it forever until you go to hell to
I never look back on past mistakes.
Oh God, it keeps me up at night. I hear the screams. When my aunt died in like freshman year of high school, I used it as an excuse to get an extension on a paper, and I wasn't actually I was pretty tore up about it, but it was like a week later, and my teacher felt so fucking bad, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Sam. Like, absolutely, take your time." And I was like, "Thanks." Like, we're every day gets a little easier. And I just think about that sometimes. So I'm like, I just fucking what? Like, I just played her life for fucking cheap because I procrastinated a paper. I didn't turn the paper on time, and then I fed on it for like a week. Dude, that wasn't cool.
If it makes you feel any better, I have a story of my grandfather back in 1951. I think he was at the University of South Carolina, and he was taking some exam. It was exam time or whatever, and his my grandma had just given birth to a son, and that son lived for about a month, and then he died. And imagine that, having a son, bring him home. He's alive long enough. You take him out of the hospital, you bring him home. He's in the nursery and everything. He dies. And he goes to his teachers, and he was like, "I just lost a son. Like, can you guys give me any extension on my exams?" And he would tell me this, like it was he was like, "If you ever go to the University of South Carolina," he had no concept of time. This was in like 2012 probably. He's like, if you end up at the University of South Carolina and you end up with a professor by the name of Perkins, that man is one of the finest men in America. He gave me an extra 4 days to take my exam after I lost my boy. And I was like, what? He only gave you 4 or 5.
Jesus Christ.
He only gave you 4 days? I would fucking uppercut that guy if he's like, yeah, you got 4 extra days to take this exam. Go bury your son. I would
Here's a shovel.
I would burn that guy's fucking car in the parking lot.
There's a shovel and a textbook.
Yeah, but they really did. They built them different back then, dude.
Yeah.
Like people were able to endure a lot more. So,
well, they were used to facing probably more just hardships.
Is that your first one you lost? All right, I'll give you an extra 4.
Soft, dude.
Yeah.
I cried, and then I went to my teacher and I went, can I get a week? And she went, a week? Try a month. You can have forever to do it.
Take as long as you need.
Forever.
This distant relative. Yeah.
If you're ever in Indiana and you have the professor. Mrs. Awesome history teacher. I don't remember her last name right now, but she's absolute angel.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to do since we've been talking about nothing but loss, you want to talk about gasp video game stuff? Have you tried that? We never talk about video game stuff. Have you tried Starfield? You've tried Starfield.
We're skipping right over movies. We did talk about porn a little.
We did, just for a second.
Just a touch.
Just to like, is it ethical for a 50-year-old to watch like a 20-year-old porn star? I feel like
we really just brought up something for the audience to think about.
Yeah, that's a think piece. We do those sometimes.
We don't like to discuss
We don't
things.
like think pieces.
Think about shit like that. Yeah.
We just like to breach the topic and go, you guys take the mind power and figure that one out. We just raised the question. But that Starfield, that's the only thing I've been playing since I haven't been talking to anybody. I've been doing stupid forums and stuff. But I've been playing a little bit of Starfield.
How long are you going to use this? I give you 4 more days.
No, you get me until I settle this fucking estate, dude. Once I'm finished going through all these like little Post-it notes, and I'm done with that.
If you have any like questions about that, I can pass them to my roommate. He knows a shocking amount about
how get money from Mama State.
I'm just saying, like, I could set up a Discord talk at some point. He's got he knows a lot about, he knows it, not a little about a lot. He knows like a decent amount about a lot of things.
That's good.
He's the man of the house. Okay. I love that guy.
Oh, so you're like the housewife.
He does the cooking and stuff too, but I'm like,
you're like the jester in the basement.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that works for me. That works for us. We know what we've got.
I'm feeling dour. Let's bring up the jester from downstairs.
Yeah.
He calls down to you.
He uses me at parties and stuff. It's kind of a gateway, a little segue into stuff. And I keep the conversation flowing. And what were you saying? You're saying something, some sort of segue and conversation flow about
to Starfield.
Starfield, yeah.
Yeah, Starfield. At first, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I was like not having a great time. And I was going around.
And then you hit that 12-hour mark.
Yeah, and then, well, actually, conveniently, it might be about 12 hours. Yeah. I'm not at 12 hours in. I'm 17 and a half hours because I've been enjoying it for like the last 5. So yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I hit about 12 hours and I realized that you can hit tab again and zoom out and go from star system to star system. I was like in the same star system that you start in for almost that entire time before
Jesus Christ.
And then I was like, whoa, you can go to other star systems. And that really opened up the game. You know what does piss me off though is when you fucking land on a planet, they always put you like a 2-mile run from whatever the closest thing is.
I know. Just put it a little fucking closer.
Give me like a scooter or something, a car, like something to go from point A to point B.
A lot of people's main complaints are that they can't run around the entire planet, which is insane. Because
if it's a tiny planet.
Sure, if it were a little tiny, but they're all huge. And also, it takes like 5 minutes just to get to like a known location or biometrics lab or whatever. There's a lot of weird nerds that are like, I've got all the fucking time and I want to be able to run across the entire, like they're complaining about the size of the landing zones. I haven't even made it, I feel like, anywhere near the border of one of the, like, I just don't get most of the.
It takes so long to travel. if I land somewhere and the first thing that's closest to me isn't immediately interesting, I'm going back to that fucking spaceship, because I've seen like a thing land and I was like, whoa, I'm going to go check out the fucking spaceship. Like, who was on that? And I run over there. It takes me 12 fucking minutes to sit there and run over to this guy. And it's just a dude going, oh, I'm fixing my ship real quick. It broke down. And I'm like,
kill him. You don't even get the armor he's wearing.
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? That was a waste of time. And then, so I really got demoralized exploring.
I use a lot of the drug that makes you faster. I'm pretty hooked on that.
Fuck. I didn't even know there was faster drug.
Yeah, I've got like, I don't know, I've got like 10 of them.
I'm gonna manufacture that. That's what that's my next thing. I gotta make some of that.
Some of that. Get hopped up on it, and you can get there in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes quicker. So fucking long.
I know.
The mod I'm looking forward to the most is definitely just like car.
Land speeder.
Yeah. Yeah, some sort of hovercraft.
Skyrim horse.
Exactly.
Do you have any mods right now?
I have a mod that like defilms, like it's like the Claret and Clear mod.
Off all the color filters or whatever.
And then there's another mod for, I haven't gotten it working yet because I need to do some sort of archive invalidation or something. But it's this is bringing me back to old Skyrim days where you had to like scrub your save and all that shit. I basically felt like a hacker putting on mods for Skyrim, but there's a mod for the inventory management in that game. Is
Star UI or is it a different one?
I don't know what it was. It was just some different UI.
Yeah, I've got a UI thing for the inventory. I've got that filter one, and then I have FOV, and I got another one. I don't even remember. Oh, it's like just better UI for when you discover. It's really basic, like. It just makes the HUD a little more clean.
Yes,
I have that one. You can take off like enemy health bars and stuff.
What the fuck is with like? You used to be able to drop stuff in every other Elder Scrolls game, not Scrolls game, Bethesda game. You could drop stuff, and then while it was just on the table, you could like pick it up and manipulate it.
You still can. It
How?
took me a minute. I'm sure we did the same path because I was complaining about this on stream. I'm like, why can't I? Like, because I have the perk where you have parents.
Yes,
and I'm like, I'm trying to give them a gift, and it missed the table.
Yes.
How do I put this on there? You just hold E, and you just have to wait a second until it actually clamps on.
I have tried that. I have tried.
That's exactly what I said. I'm like, that's the first thing I tried.
What?
But you have to hold it a little longer than you even think. It's like 12 minutes. Just hold it for 12 minutes.
What?
Everything just takes a little longer in this game.
Okay.
But yeah.
Because my spaceship right now, we have very different thought processes, you and I. You brought a present to your parents. I went into my parents' house and I stole everything from them, and I left them in destitute.
Well, I did take their Eggmund assistant, but
I took
didn't take
everything, and I walked out of there. I went back to my ship, and I was like, I want to put this on the shelves. Can't figure out how, so I just have my bathroom filled up with junk. And when I close the door, you can see everything clipping through the wall, trying to get out. And then when you open the door, it all comes falling down on the floor.
Oh, that's like a funny closet gag.
And now, the floor is just covered in shit that bounces around when we're traveling and stuff. Yeah. And I wish I could just take every succulent I come across. I gotta grab it.
That's what I was trying to give them. I was trying to give them a succulent.
And so I wanted to put all the succulents on my navigation table along with all the globes and stuff I have. And I can't organize anything. But now that I know I just have to hold E for an excruciating amount of time to do that.
It's a little longer than you'd think.
Okay. Wow. Thanks for figuring that one out.
There's a lot of things in the game that are not like...
It's not listed in the keybinds, by the way, because I went through the keybinds. The keybinds, I went through that. That's not listed in there. That's like a hidden tip.
There's
if you want to pick up
where
something,
I swear to God, they don't tell you at all, and I've just had people save me. Like
I didn't know what the backpack did forever. It was like boost pack. I'm like, what the fuck do I need this for? I can't do a double jump or anything on a planet. But you have to get perk. You have to literally get to 0G, I guess. I don't know. Like, is there a way to do a double jump? How do you use the pack?
Yeah, you click spacebar twice.
No, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, well, okay, you might need the perk.
Fuck.
Wait,
so I have the backpack on, and my guy's just like, I don't know how to use it.
Yeah, probably.
I need the perk.
Booster. My background, I think, started with it.
Oh, I was an industrialist.
Okay, yeah, like space scoundrel.
Oh.
And I've got the adoring fan. I've got parents, and I'm wanted.
I am all that except for wanted.
Well, it reads horribly on my character information because the parents thing is just called kid stuff.
Yeah.
So it just says wanted kid stuff. And I'm like, what? This guy's wanted for something else. Like it's not like and the more you talk about that, the more people are like, I'm pretty sure your character's a pedophile. I'm like, no, like I cannot make this any more clear. Like he's not wanted for kid stuff. He's wanted, comma, kid stuff, comma, hero or whatever. He's got an adoring fan that respects him for being different.
I do really love the parents are such a.
It's a nice, they're
you go in there,
supportive
they're so supportive and nice.
And
like,
sweet.
stay however long you want.
I know it's kind of sad now that I think I got that and the adoring fan. I just got a lot of yes men that are just like feeding me kind of positive energy.
I have this follower that's like, do you have a fucking spine, lady? Like you're too nice. Like I want her gone actually because of how nice she is.
Do you have the adoring fan?
I'm supposed to. I can't find him anywhere. Does he just show up randomly or?
Have you been to the like main city? Like New Atlantis or whatever?
No.
I think he's there. You will love this guy. You can kill a kid in front of him and he's like, bravo, bravo. You just, anything you do, it's enough being you. It's really nice.
Well, that's better than the lady I have. Her name's Andromeda Kepler.
I don't know if I've seen that person.
And she's like this like high and mighty, like, oh, goody two shoes.
Is she hot?
No. And then I found this ship with these, it's a generational ship where they left Earth 200 years ago. It's like Vault 101.
Oh, that's
where
cool.
They're all on there. Their grandparents died, had their parents, then they died. And then now the people that are on there have only known the ship. And they're like, they think they're the only people out there. They get to the destination and go, what the hell? This planet's already colonized. Because they, since the time that they've left Earth, that we developed the grav drive or whatever, and we could just travel vast distances. And
fast.
Inside their ship, they have all sorts of like a guitar, like VHS player,
cool.
like just old world stuff. And I was like, I need that for my bathroom in my ship that I keep all my junk in. Yeah. And so I started stealing, and then naturally they caught me. And because, when you've been on a ship your whole life with a VHS tape right there on that shelf, you know when it goes missing. Yeah.
I think the only thing they've ever listened
to. Hey, the one new guy that is on the ship, all of a sudden he's here and stuff's missing. It's probably him.
My guitar, my acoustic guitar.
They caught me immediately. And, because I saw they had like an old Macintosh computer, and I was like, that's mine. Like it's an old, like a CRT. Like I had to have that for my ship. That's funny to have a bunch of old computers in there. Yeah. So I stole all those. And of course, once they caught me, I started shotgunning them. This lady Andromeda, she takes part in the murder. She's like, oh, these people are aggressive now. Let's murder them. She helps me murder this ship. And then she gives me the cold shoulder and says, I'm the bad guy. Yeah. I'm like, you partook. I don't know. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, I have to leave because my characters overall, I'm trying to be a good person, but there's been a couple of times where I'm like, this just is not enough payment for what you've made me do.
I am a really good person as long as I look around and see other people. But if I'm there with somebody and I look and there's nobody else on this planet in the vicinity, I'm not the nicest person. If I know there's not going to be any witnesses.
Test out your new weapons and stuff.
I got that double barrel. Gotta test it out. By the way, that spaceship, the old world one that I was telling you about, they have like old timey weapons. They have like old Earth shotguns that they've just had for 200 years. I was like, I have to have one.
From one quest, I have just like a 1911. It's cool. It's stupid that like there's laser guns and still just having old guns is cooler. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's because it's different, but it is cooler. I've seen online there's an AK somewhere in there. I want that.
Yeah.
I want that. That'd be cool. Have you done any of the shipbuilding?
Dude, I have really just grasped how big the game is because I found out you can build bases and stuff too. And I'm like, why would you? There's millions of planets. Like, why would you build a base? I have not done any shipbuilding. I went to go buy a ship. Turns out they're expensive. $1 gazillion. Yeah.
What's that? Is it the ship of Theseus or whatever, where it's like they take one plank and you replace a plank. I got a ship from a mission that's really cool, and I won't spoil anything, but it's got like a reputation. And I spent about 3 hours yesterday just turning it into a big, as close as I can get to making a ship look like a praying mantis. Like, I'm pretty impressed with myself. It's pretty bug-like. And I don't think there's like, all the unique aspects of the ship have been completely replaced. It had a cool room with display case. It sucks so bad to walk around it now. It's horrible. But from the outside and from the cockpit, it is pretty much like a praying mantis. If maybe you've only seen one once or twice in your life, you don't have a super strong grasp.
Wait, how do you, when you're building the ship, is there a way?
The ship builder is so fucking bad.
I was about to say, is there a way to see what the interior is going to be like before you put it together? Okay.
And the best part of the ship that I just got lucky, I just wasn't even thinking, but now when I'm in the cockpit, when you're in there in first person, it looks kind of like, well, those were intentional, but from there it looks great, and then it looks like little pinchers above.
Oh.
And then I'm like, I actually don't know if I know totally what a praying mantis. Because I gave it like this really long like pincher. I'm like, I don't even think they have that.
Yeah.
But it gets the point across. It's green. They're green, I'm pretty sure. And it's got like yellowish eyes.
Yeah.
But I've spent a lot of time in the shipbuilder. It's one of the worst the controls in it are so fucking bad. They are so insanely fucked up. It takes a really long time to just get a good enough grasp. But once you get in there, it's really fun.
I'm in the default Dan ship still, just like the regular.
I made that one look like a centipede. It's very long. It's got a lot of legs. Going kind of for a bug thing going on with my ships. Also, another pro tip. Everyone that's played the game probably knows this, but you and me until someone told me. But if you get the targeting systems perk, then you can specify what parts of a enemy ship you're shooting, and you can shoot out their engines, and that's how you board ships and like get in there and like fuck them up, not just blow them up. You can actually board them and take the ship for your own.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that changes things.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of like complex parts to this game where I was finally looking at the research bench and stuff. It's like, you need cadmium in order to do this. And I was like, oh, so I guess that's why I have to go like set up outposts to mine stuff. My only gripe with the game, and I completely understand why it's like this, is I think the novelty that No Man's Sky had, where you just saw a planet and you could just fly towards it and land on it. Like, go through the orbit and just land on a planet was really cool. But the game doesn't allow... I kind of wish it was still like that. I
do, but I
wish
feel like
everything
people are
was smaller
blowing it out of proportion where it's like... Well, also, it's the difference between playing on Xbox or like on a fucking SSD.
Dude, if
I
you're
feel like
on
the loading
Xbox,
screens are not bad at all.
There is one like every fucking 30 seconds I'm in a loading screen, though.
That's true, but
imagine being on a console.
Most of them are like 1 second.
Imagine being on a console.
I went to another star system. I just landed. You can fast travel. You don't have to even be in your ship. You can just go straight there.
Yeah.
It's like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
On console, I'm sure it's a lot.
I don't know if you remember this, but on Oblivion, on console, I remember if you entered a room,
like
waited for the thing to load, you go in there, there's nothing. It's a one-room cabin, and there's nothing in it, and I go, fuck! I gotta turn around.
I had a lot more patience back then, too. You didn't know any better, so now I get people are like, I've played games. I know you can just open a door.
Yeah.
I'm not here to like suck Bethesda's dick or whatever, but I also didn't let myself get hyped for this game. Like, I didn't know
it was coming out until the week it came out, and I'm like, hell yeah.
It did sneak up on me a little, but like I mean Skyrim's different because I'm way more into the Elder Scrolls games than the Fallout games.
Yeah.
And I like this is maybe like a hot take or whatever. You know, I like the aesthetic of Fallout. Okay, let's watch on the next guy. I like some of the stuff. You know, I like, I like Frank Sinatra and stuff, but I don't really love just and all the, like the post-apocalyptic landscape gets a little old to me.
Yeah.
And a little scary at times, when I was a kid. I
creaking,
couldn't do the
groaning
pit.
buildings. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do a lot of that when I was a little kid. It was too scary. I space is almost now to the point where it's like getting overused. I like the setting, going to different planets and shit a lot more than post-apocalyptic.
You know what I don't
this
like
game's,
about it though?
What?
Because it's a new IP, there's not much humor in this game. So you got to
get the adoring fan. He's the funniest guy in the game. So
it's a very serious tone game, and some of the humor they have is like, eh.
Most of the time,
what was that
I'm
game?
not really paying attention to the dialogue
Outer
as
Worlds?
much as I should be.
Is it Outer Worlds?
Yeah, I didn't play that. Yeah,
there's
Outer Worlds and Outer Wilds, and they're very, very different. I played the non-Fallout creator one.
Well, the Fallout creator
the
one,
New Vegas one, or whatever it was.
Outer Worlds.
Yeah, I think you're. Did you ever play Outer Wilds? That's a really good game.
I've heard it's good.
It's a really good game. But sorry, go on.
Outer Worlds had like all the like the space corporations, like the themes of just capitalism gone mad in space, was just funnier, and like the insane corpo jargon that they would use was a little bit funnier. It was just like people, if they didn't read their little HR given to them script when they talk to you, they would freak out. Like they'd be like, "Oh, that's not sanctioned conversation. Spacer's Choice didn't say we could talk like that." Like it was a very funny game, and this
should be more in this game, more farting.
I think there should be. I think
burping and stuff.
Yeah. I think it should be a little bit wackier. Come on.
I've looked in about 100 toilets. Never once a floater, never a turd, nothing.
I found a plunger, and I was like, that's going in the stash back on the ship. But
that should go in the kitchen where I store nothing. Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. But I'm also, when I'm playing it, it's a lot more when I'm off stream. When I'm on stream, it's like you have kind of... I don't do a very good job upholding this, but you've got this kind of pressure to make things funny, entertaining, and it's a lot easier. This game, I've played a lot off stream. I just get blasted high, and then I'm like, I don't want it to be funny. I'm like, I'm a space fucker, I'm like a pirate or whatever.
Wait, what's your guy's name?
Okay. Well, now you've just caught me completely. Now you've
said his name was Space Fucker, didn't you? Okay.
No, but you've taken my point I'm trying to make of like, I really want to get into it and like role play as the space guy, and you've completely destroyed it all by asking this question, because his name is Goo Goo Gerber Baby Garbly.
Okay.
And he used to be a Gerber baby. From that lineage.
Does your ship say your name when you get on?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think it can say that.
Well, my guy, I was quickly making him. I was just like, his name's Star Fucker. And then when I got on the ship, it's like Captain Fucker. And I was like, whoa.
People are saying when I was making it, if you have something, kind of a basic word as your last name, they'll say it.
Oh,
I don't know why I can't say Garbly, but because the Goo Goo is his first name, and they wouldn't say that anyway.
Yeah, Captain Garbly.
Gerber Baby's his title.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know why I couldn't say Garbly.
Yeah,
but but I take that game seriously, and I don't want jokes in it, and I don't want it to be silly.
It can be.
Well,
it can
and
be
then
pretty
also,
cool.
I've got my adoring. You can dress your people up. If you go into their inventory, you can press like B and equip clothes on them. Oh, he looks so stupid. All my companions have made them look like absolute
Do you
clowns.
have to give ammo to your...
Yeah,
okay.
But you can just give them like 4.
Okay.
And they've got unlimited. So you could give them like grenade launcher.
Because I kept telling this lady, I was like, you use a weapon, and I would
take all her
equip
other
one,
shit.
And then next fight, she would come out just fists, punching people. I forgot to give her ammo. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What do you expect you to do?
Anyways, cool game.
I've been enjoying it a lot more than the way people were reacting on Twitter and stuff. Like,
it's because the beginning sucks. It does. The part where that's every Bethesda game. That goddamn goblin cave in Oblivion. or Skyrim. Which one does the Goblin Cave that you have to go through? I forget. Skyrim
Oblivion,
is
you're like in a jail, and then it goes into like Goblin area.
Yeah,
and then you come out that sewer, and then right across the waters, that beautiful little bandit camp. Go over there, test out your stealth archer.
Yeah.
Skyrim, it's like you're gonna get your head cut off.
I really do enjoy the Oblivion. Like, I think that's the best. Every Bethesda game has that moment where you're exiting Vault 101, you're leaving the Skyrim.
Yeah, this game doesn't have a great grab.
Yeah,
at the beginning, which is like a valid complaint I've seen by people where they're
but
like,
Oblivion's, when you come out and you're looking out at that beautiful fantasy forest of Akatosh and
if you replay it, it looks like such dog shit. But at the time, I'm like,
whoa!
I'm in another world. I'm literally in another world right now.
Oh my god, dude, you have no idea. Like,
and you see Imperial City or whatever, you're like, well, I guess I gotta go there.
It's New York City. Look at it. Yeah, that's
got one big tower. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh man, Shadenhall. Oh, what a town. What a town.
Yeah, this game doesn't. I don't even know what it's. I was kind of just skipping around the beginning a lot. What's its big? I guess you're like a miner.
Yeah.
Which my character's not allowed around miners. And then, what? You just go outside, or what's the big? I
think the big draw is you
get in a spaceship.
Yeah, you get in the spaceship.
And you're like first grav jump or something probably.
Yeah.
It does look cool. The like grav jumps. I like the little calculations and stuff.
Yeah. I do not like space fighting, like flying around and shooting shit in my ship.
I quite enjoy, because now I got this praying mantis and it's pretty fun. Yeah. I like the.
Well, now that I know I can disable the engines and board people, that's awesome. I'm gonna do that for sure.
Yeah, and I don't even really want my guy to be
hailing people, which is funny because it's almost like you're waving out your window. Hey, you
stick a thumb out. Yeah, turns purple.
What are you guys doing? Yeah, that's pretty cool because I realized you can stop.
Option.
You can stop randos. Like I just saw a ship like flying by. I was like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "I'm on a merchant vessel and we're going to this place." Like, what do you? Like he actually gave me guff. He's like, "The fuck are you asking me for?" Like I'm in the middle of doing my job. I'm doing my job. What do you want? Because as soon as I stop this guy in the middle of his job and I go, have you heard any rumors? And he's like,
it's like telling someone at a red light to roll down their window. Like, hey, where are you going?
Yeah.
What's up?
Have you heard any rumors?
Yeah.
This guy, you can tell he was like, what the fuck are you even talking about, dude?
I live in another galaxy, dude. Like, fuck you. I don't know shit about what's going on here. Yeah. Yeah, the boarding, it adds a new fun element.
That's good.
And then it's kind of a bitch, though, because then you got to... They do that shit where like GTA did or whatever. It's like you steal too nice of a car. They're like, you can't sell this too nice of a car. You can't make a bunch of money. In this game, so far, I'm sure there's a workaround. But if you steal a ship, then you have to register it for like $10,000. And then you can sell it for $12,000. I'm like, they just want me to just make 2,000 credits no matter what I do. Every fucking mission.
Okay,
they're
so
like,
question.
2,000 credits.
Question.
What?
You steal a ship. You go to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you didn't have your girlfriend drive you there. I mean, like, what? How do you get back to your other ship?
See, I had that question too. As soon as you take another ship, it pops up like, bing. This is, if you land on a planet or whatever, like, this is now your home ship. You can access all your ships anywhere you can modify ships.
Oh.
So you can't sell one. Like, well... I don't know if you can sell your starter ship. I don't know. Like, you might just be stuck on... You should
I'm
try
shipless.
It.
You're Earthbound, baby.
You've barely left that one system anyway. Now just stay on one planet for the whole game.
Well, okay. The lady that I found, Andromeda, she keeps talking about home. She's like, back on Avalon, there's enough food for everybody. It's a beautiful utopia. And then your guy goes, oh, where is it? And she's like, it's a closely guarded secret. I don't want to spoil it. And so now I'm like, I got to find her homeworld and trash it. I got to go there and fucking kill everybody.
Open up the bathroom door.
And so I've been searching. That's how I learned about it. You can jump from system to system.
I can't believe you had not pressed tab twice. Because I thought that was the only way to get through the menu. So I'm like, God damn, why do I have to look at this whole fucking map every time?
Well, no, I think the starting area, and then there's like a mission where you have to go to like the Earth, our normal solar system, where where we are now, where Earth is. But I just saw like the line being driven there, and so I was like, oh, I can go there. I didn't realize I could zoom out and just click on any star and go to any fucking star. So, so I thought, yeah, there's like different solar systems you go to, but I thought it was on a guided path, not just like,
oh yeah,
you can go fucking anywhere. Yeah,
that's also when it really, because I think at first it says like you don't have a big enough grav drive or whatever to jump here. As soon as you get ultimate freedom, that's when the game became a lot more fun, because I'm like, oh, I'll just go check out this place. I'll go check, and they're all kind of boring. They all kind of have like, there's an outpost, there's a cave.
If I see another frozen, barren shithole with no fauna or flora,
I know,
and it has a mining outpost or whatever.
I've seen the same aliens in like 2 different systems. Well, what are they doing here?
I landed on a planet and it had an ankylosaurus on it. I'm like, what? Like they just call it an ankylosaurus. It looks dead ass like regular dinosaur on Earth. I was like, are they aliens on our planet or like what's happening?
This system's got deer everywhere. Like, what the fuck is going on? I'm using an old world pistol to kill them. What's happening? There's not really good fantasy element happening here. Good space opera.
The one habitable planet that I saw that actually had like trees and ferns and stuff, the first settlement that I could find on it was a fracking station. And I was like, hell yes, dude. Humanity rocks. We find one beautiful planet. Frack it, dude. Let's frack this thing.
I tried to make a base. And it was the first civilian outpost I had seen on a place. Yeah. And I hadn't checked it out yet. I'm like, oh, I'll just build this little... I'll start building a place by this. And like, I'll have a little town to go to. It's going to be great. And then I go to the fucking town. It's just like 4... boxcar kids or whatever. It's just little boxes stacked on top of each other, a little shithole town, and they sell nothing. They sell dirt and mud. Like it, whole town blows.
Yeah.
So I took care of them, and now I'm the sole owner of this planet. And the fauna suck too. They're all like aggressive, and there's just little things that shoot gas everywhere. I immediately regret. I'm like, there's got to be greener pastures. There's got to be a more beautiful planet out there for me.
That's why I haven't built a single outpost.
It's hard to sell, yeah.
If you build an outpost and put down one of those like mining things that like gather resources, can you just fly away to a different planet and it still gather for you, or do I have to return and pick up my?
God, that'd be a really big bit.
That would be awesome.
The game's complicated enough. I don't know. You probably have to then build something that's like an auto
shipper, yeah.
Because that's all
UPS
I built
facility.
On that planet was like some boxes and something to hold my shit. And then I realized, like, do I have to fly back here? And then now I've completely lost where my base is because it was just in a random system. I don't know what fucking planet it was on. So I'll probably never see that place again.
Yeah, that as far as I can tell, there's no way to like mark your.
That is another problem, but there's no maps when you're on a place either. There's no
real
local
map. I got lost in not Neon City. It was one of like those shithole cities, and I went down real low.
There's no way to tell where you are.
Yeah, and I'm like, they're like, you need to go down there and find this guy, and I'm like, I'm now 20 stories underneath the crust of the planet, and I'm like, where the fuck am I? I can't figure out where the fuck I am.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find my way out.
The mods will fix a lot of shit soon.
Yeah, the local map pretty good bites. And they said they don't have a good local map because some of it is generated.
Yeah.
Which I
Make
get.
A map that procedurally generates. I don't know how it works, dude. They figure it out.
The fucking nerd with the computer skills, Bethesda.
Yeah. I didn't go to school for computer science. Yeah, somebody else figured it out. Oops. Yeah, I'm just too stupid to understand how it all,
dude,
all comes together.
Sometimes I'll say something like that, like, why couldn't they just do this? And Bryan will just be like, do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of...
actually...
Yeah. There's like this
Bryan,
notorious...
Brian's been quiet today.
He has been.
Still edit in a still picture of just Bryan sitting there this entire time. We said that before, though. He wasn't there
and
still.
He wouldn't do it.
Cut out this talk and then just have Bryan sitting there straight-faced.
No, that would
his
be
mother. No
that would
sympathies.
be funny. It's like while we're like periodically while it's like going from camera to camera, show people
Just
while
cut
me
to
and people,
Bryan,
yeah, just cut to Bryan sitting there every once in a while, not saying shit.
That would be awesome.
That'd be funny. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that'd be almost too funny for this podcast. So,
Yeah, we don't want to set the bar too high.
Have you been using the photo mode?
Yes. Well,
Great photo mode.
I was taking stupid ass pictures of my guy because I was like, oh, look how stupid he looks. And now every loading screen, every loading screen is my guy with his eyes halfway open, with his stupid hat on.
I had to go through and delete a couple that kept showing up constantly. I'm like, okay, like I get it. I took like 4 pictures of my character's bare feet or something, and it was just popping up nonstop. I've taken some pretty, like some ones. I'm like, it's kind of a pretty good. This is a Nat Geo level. Photo.
I didn't want to. I didn't think I would have that moment where, like, in any of the Elder Scrolls games, there's a sense of adventure and like I want to see what's at the top of that mountain, Yeah. And I definitely had that moment where I landed on a beautiful planet, and I found this one was kind of a mystery that might be solved later. But this planet says it has marginal levels of flora and fauna, and there was only 4 creatures that were on this planet. And I found an outpost of people that had been completely ripped to shreds, gone, and there was these giant like clawing marks on the floor and on the walls and everything. But every single animal that I found on this planet, I found 4 different types of animal. None of them have claws. None of them. And so I'm like, what the hell killed these people? And so I went to go look, right? This place was in a valley, and it was nighttime and everything. I was getting kind of spooky. It was a spooky vibe. And but I went to go up on top of this mountain that was next to the valley. And as I'm cresting the top of it, the sun starts coming up. And I'm like, damn, this is pretty up here, dude. It looks good. And so I just sat there in photo mode. It was like, take pictures of everything.
Yeah.
And there was a little, at the very top of it, there was a depression up there with a little pond. And, I got to sit there by the pond and watch the sun come up, watch the ankylosauruses wander in the distance. I still was like, how'd these dinosaurs get here? But whatever, they don't have claws, so they can't be the culprit I'm looking for. But it's just really, some of the places, 99% of them suck. But every once in a while,
it's a moon, and it looks like our moon, or it's a big shithole ice planet. Yeah,
frozen. If I see that descriptor on a planet, I'm like, I'm not going down there. I'm not going down there.
Some of them, sometimes I'm like, this game actually, it shows the old engine, it just doesn't look great, and then other times it looks really good. You're saying that it's sunrise or whatever. I've had a couple, even on a desolate moon or whatever. I'm just, wow, the stars look great tonight. Like it's actually a pretty romantic night out. I don't know, it's been kind of blissful out here.
Yeah.
And this vacuum in space, just me and the adoring fan. And I'm like, and he'd do anything.
Yeah.
There's always that kind of just power dynamic between us that's so erotic for me, for my character, I mean.
Yeah.
And I've been taking a lot of pictures, some better than others. I've got one, I'll send it to you. Looks photoshopped. It doesn't even look it doesn't look like a man could take that picture with the tools afforded. It's not like an insane picture, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've been doing some filter work. I've been doing some, frames and stuff.
Now, here's a question. I've seen some solar systems that will have a planet, or the star in the middle will be like a white dwarf. If you're on one of the planets there and see the sunrise, is it a blue sunrise?
I don't know. That's a great. You would really hope so.
Yeah.
That would be a basic. But also, like, some science nerd might be like, well, actually, a white dwarf on a sunrise is green.
Okay, so I understand a lot of what makes our sunrise red and orange and stuff is that the light is getting fucked up through our atmosphere. But assuming you're on a planet that doesn't have an atmosphere or a thick one, I would assume that your sunrise would still be blue. Right?
Guys, this is another us just bringing up a great topic for discussion.
We
for a smarter
provide,
man
we
or
provide
woman.
the think. You guys actually do the think. We bring up, here's something to get the gears turning.
We're kind of like whatever you call them, those people that are like always like theorizing stuff. Like, we're like the great whatever of this day.
We're like Steve Jobs, and you're like the people actually doing the work underneath us. We come up with the question. You guys actually think about it and come up with the answer.
iPod. Figure it out. Little
sun blue? Figure that out.
Little thing. I don't know. Could be something. Could be the sun look different. What does that mean? I don't know. Does it? Figure it out. Yeah. We don't have any real power over these people, though. That's the bad part, is that a lot of them actually hold
the power. Well,
don't let them know that in numbers, but scrub individually they hold no power.
Scrub that.
Yeah, just keep you individually have no power.
As long as they don't get unified in some way.
That's another good thing, guys. Think about that. How could you unify in some way?
No,
how could you work together? How could you merge together and use your power that you hold over us? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think about that a lot. How do I neutralize this threat? How do we get the power back? Not a lot of good options.
Yeah.
Not a lot of good options.
And not when your only person you could work with is Bryan on that. He's not.
It normally comes down to make better podcasts. Like, I just don't really know.
I just don't see a way out.
You guys think about that. How do we do this better?
I don't see a way that they could go forward with this. No. Oh well. Anyway.
Ambition.
Do you want to end it? We got 2 hours.
I don't care. We can talk more about life and death and Starfield, or I missed all the fucking games, and there's not another one for like 3 hours, so I don't care.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
I could keep going, but I know you've got
Let me tell you something. Wives, man, Abby can be really understanding, and she's great and everything, but I've had to go out and take care of stuff and do things around, so it's left her alone with the kids for some time over the past 2 weeks, and it wears on you. She looks like she's like about to tear her fucking hair out if she has to be around those kids for any longer. I was like, yeah, I think I might do a podcast this Sunday, and she's like, Sunday? On fucking Sunday? It's a fucking weekend. So and then earlier today, I went over to my grandma's. So she was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna be here all day with these fucking kids."
Fell again. You gotta go see your grandma.
No, I was over there when she fell. I was. Oh, yeah. I was like, I'm here.
You didn't catch her.
Okay, so here's the problem.
Really?
Old people don't realize that they can't live alone. They don't get it.
They're too proud.
Yeah. She doesn't. She's like, "Why can't I stay here?" I'm like, "Grandma, there's 15 fucking steps that lead up to the front door. You're gonna go catapulting over them."
She doesn't
at
have
some
a
point.
chair in it. You haven't bought her a chair that goes up and down. Really?
Well, she has the ramp that goes down the garage. She doesn't have to go up and down the stairs.
Ladders are always falling down from the sky.
There's just a lot of hazards in that house. Yeah. And I'm like, Grandma, you got to go to it. That's a hard conversation. Tell somebody you can't live by yourself. And she's like, why not? I was here for. I was like, well, your daughter was alive and she was watching after you. You know, she didn't realize all the stuff that she was doing. And so now I'm like, you have to go to like an assisted living place. And she's sitting there telling me like, we don't have to do this. You don't have to do this and everything. While I'm there at the house, I guess she's trying to prove to me.
You put a little ankle out.
No, yeah, I leg swept her. Like, see, you can't do nothing.
Yeah. Point proving.
Yeah. I swept her fucking prosthetic leg out from under her.
All right, try to dodge this.
I sat there and rolled bowling balls down the hall at her when she was walking.
No, you did a big wind-up punch. If you can dodge this very telegraphed punch, you can live alone. Bam!
No, she was trying to prove to me that she could pick up something off the ground, I think. Or I don't know what the fuck she was doing.
I'm going to pick this couch over my head.
I was putting stuff in a box, and I turn around, and I just hear, oh, no! She like, dude, it was like out of a fucking cartoon, dude. You would have laughed if you knew she didn't get hurt, you know? But like, she just, I've never heard someone yelping and saying shit as they fall because it was so slow. The way she like pivoted.
Timber!
Yeah. She ended up crashing to the ground. And
my grandma does. My mom needs to have that talk with my grandma soon. But she's like, everyone's afraid of my grandma, you know? She's the little matriarch from Kentucky. So no one's good. She'll just die on her own accord. Like, we really have no say. But she's got one of those little chairs that's like, oh, Jesus Christ. I go over there and she's like, meet me at the top of the stairs. You know, fucking 12 minutes later, she finally like gets up there. But she's fallen a couple times recently, and every time it's like, oh, I broke my arm and my leg. Like, oh, I guess I got to deal with that for a while. But she just sleeps in this house. It's a decent-sized house, too, and she just sleeps there with her gun under her pillow, and it's like, well, I'm not gonna fucking tell her, you know, like what she might kill me. Like
You tell her, and she goes, "Meet me in the bedroom. Meet me right next to my bed where my pillar is.
Lay this plastic wrap on the floor for me and turn around."
Yeah,
like I don't want to fuck with her.
Newspaper up on the walls and everything.
There's just absolute there's nothing you can. I don't think anyone has that like power of attorney over her either. Like,
you know, I stole my grandma's wallet with her driver's license and everything, and I took her car keys. I didn't have the conversation with her. I was just like, I just took it.
Too old.
And my aunt was like, "Where's her wallet and her keys?" I took them. They're mine now.
There was $7 in that wallet.
She just goes, "Why?" And I go, "Because a month ago I saw her coming home from going to the grocery store. She's like 90, and she's like, yeah." No, she was just getting out of her car, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing driving? Like, you can't even pick a napkin up off the floor. I saw you fall."
My friend's grandma drove into the like local bank like twice, like hit it in the same spot twice, and they were like,
"My grandpa did the same thing. How do they do that? How do they fuck that up?"
Because I don't know. You should have to take a driving test at a certain age again or something. It's old people on the road genuinely scare me, and truckers falling asleep.
They scare me, dude.
Yeah. They're just like, they're too proud, and they're like, I've driven for 100 years. Yeah. How could I be bad at it? So you're 130 years old. Like, what do you want? How creepy.
Was it your grandma? How'd they hit the bank? Like, what part of the bank?
This is my friend's grandma. Okay. Like, the side of it, I think.
Just drove into the side
of it. It's like a brick wall. I don't know. She just it's not even a bank that has a drive-through. I think she's just trying to park or something and hit the back of it.
My grandpa would go through where, you know, you put your money in the tube and send it up, and then when he would go to drive away, he just turned his wheel to the right and just went bam into a big pillar that was right there, and then he blamed it on the pillar. Yeah. Which is the funniest part.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, and I was like,
he's been driving for 60 years. He's never hit a pillar.
I sat there and let him try to rationalize that for like 10 minutes, and I was like, dude, you're like blaming this on a stationary pillar. Like, there's no way it's that pillar's fault. I also had a great aunt that she drove. There was this McDonald's that had like kind of a bay window area, and she just drove. It was at the T of an intersection. She went through the intersection, up and over like a little garden median area, and then through this fucking McDonald's where everybody was eating. Like, she just drove into drove into the eating area.
How do you not at the first bump put the apply brakes? I don't even. Well, you just commit or
you're
what?
on all that the gardening work. You gotta get off of it. You're gonna ruin it. So you hit the gas, you accelerate a little bit.
I gotta get it. This is fresh seed.
Yeah,
I gotta get out of here. Quick into that big window with children in the playpen.
Into the ball pit. That'll slow me down.
Somebody cut the brakes.
But this is, I've said this story before. This is the same lady that, like, after that happened, she was telling us about the little man in her car that helps her, and we thought she had gone completely insane. And
okay.
And she's like, you know, the little man tells me what to do in the car and like how to, and we're like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, you know, the little man, and she's talking about like the visual indicator of where the wind is gonna blow on the AC. There's like the guy sitting in the chair. And the wind's blowing on his face or on his feet.
That's still, I would think she's insane.
She's like, you know, the little man, he's right there on the knob.
How does she think well, that's still insane. Yeah, because you thought, oh, okay, she's not hallucinating. She just thinks the little picture of the man is helping her and guiding her.
He is.
Tells me when it's windy out or when it's 3 windy, 2 windy. One level.
But now
of wind.
every time I look at that little thing, I'm like, oh, it's my little man. My little man.
Thank you for guiding me today.
He's an unsung hero, dude. Nobody gives him enough credit.
He's got big arrows right at him.
Right at him. He lives his life.
Imagine this all day.
All day.
He's scary.
At your face or your feet.
Oh, and he can't even look down.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big thanks for that little man. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here.
You know, guys, from the Red Fables family, from me and Bryan, just cut back to Bryan. Yeah, just sorry, Sam. Great sympathies to you and
thank you. Thank
guys,
you.
So
it's all coming together.
You can't be mean in the patron comments this month. So we get 4 months.
Yeah, 4 months of nothing but positivity.
Yeah. Give us 4. You'd be like that professor.
Can come back. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't come back harder than ever before.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, seriously, we do have to hop on it next month because we have Vegas and everything. But we also have we could get Pulled in Stone.
I thought that was the end of September. That's October.
What's today's date? Oh, yeah, I don't know. His book comes out on the 3rd
of October.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah, I'm cool with either.
I wanted to peruse it before we had him on.
No. Okay.
I wanted to look
let's do it.
And also, I was reading about the Minoan civilization on the Isle of Crete, and apparently their women just had their tits out all the time. I wanted to ask him about that.
Any pictures taken from way back then?
I was hoping that he would have some visual guides of different attire that they would wear. And maybe we could use our influence to bring that into the modern day.
See, the only thing I can think of that's an issue is exactly, I feel like last year after TwitchCon, we immediately had a guest and then didn't talk about TwitchCon. And then we did a podcast like 2 weeks later and we're like, okay, so what happened at TwitchCon? We did this and that and blah, blah, blah.
Well, we're going to talk. Could
we have him before TwitchCon?
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you wanted to have him after. I'm sorry. I'm just.
No, we'd have him early October, but not the 3rd.
Dude, like I said, a really bad week. Okay, and I'm completely out of it.
Well,
it's the day before 9/11, and it's also the starting of football Sundays. And
how do you celebrate 9/11?
Well, it's Pip's birthday, so I normally take him to a little park or something and give him little treats.
Gotcha. That's good.
So it's my friend's birthday too, but it's Pip's birthday. He took that shit over.
I call
9/11 is what?
I call Bizzle every 9/11.
Bizzle, you did it.
You did it, dude.
Another 9/11.
They attacked us, but you got them back for me. And I think
how many of those sons of bitches did you get back for us? I always say when I talk to him.
And I say, tell me about each one. And he, it's usually he always cries. He gets teary eyed thinking about it because he
talking about 9/11. No, really, must be the 9/11 that gets to him.
Yeah. Yep.
What does a soul leaving a body look like?
Yeah.
And also 9/11. He's like, what have I done?
Yeah, he tears up with a sense of duty and everything. Oh man, what a guy! What a good guy. Anyways,
guys, think of veterans.
Yep. That's what I do on 9/11. I think of all the vets.
Veterans, or my pet dog is also having his 4th birthday, so that's pretty big for him.
Or those women of the Minoan culture.
And their tits. Bryan, anything to add?
All right. Well, this has been just
thanks, man. This guy fucking sucks. I can't do fucking shit, dude. Really, Bryan? Seriously? He doesn't even know this is happening right now.
No, he was like, we kept like trying to pick a day, and he was just like, I don't know if I'll be doing. I was like, no, what are you doing? Name one thing you're doing. And he's just like, oh, I'm gonna be busy. I haven't seen that guy do shit ever. I want to know what he's doing.
Busiest week.
Yeah, like what is he doing?
Pushing it all back to this week, so it's all kind of hit him.
He's not the kind of guy that goes out and like does he's not going camping or anything. He doesn't have like what's his plans? What's he doing?
You don't know that.
I almost feel like calling him and being like, what are you doing right now? Right this instant.
Jacking off.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sitting in my basement.
Fucking jerking my fucking
you know
dick
what?
off.
What you've been doing for the past 2 hours and 19 minutes because we just did a podcast.
Picking the perfect porn to jerk off to.
I think Mia's over there right now, so I don't think that's it. Yeah.
They probably watch porn together. They seem like
What a nice couple, dude. I couldn't do that with Abby. Watch porn with her? That's weird.
You should make porn with her.
Nobody wants to see that.
I'd be curious. General curiosity. If it was just like on my desk and I had a play button, give me a week. I'll probably press it. Just wondering.
Just wondering.
What kind of angle did it use? Is it POV or is it a wide? Or, I'm just going to be... Is there a setting?
My question is, at what, like, how would your psyche be before you... Would you wait until you're mad at me? Because you're like, I know this is going to be...
Get myself hyped up.
Would you do it when you're like, oh, man, I hope Sam's doing good. I want to see what his porn's like. Or would you just be like, fucking piece of shit, like it's a time where you're mad at me or something, and be like, I'm going to see how pathetic this is. And then you're going to click it. Like, what would your mental state be before you play it?
How... Okay.
Or are you going to try to watch it when you're horny?
I'm not mad at you
jack
or
off?
Horny a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
so like I said, it'd really just be a
curiosity.
It would just be like, what am I doing today? I don't have a lot going on.
What if it
I've
rocks?
got this. Yeah.
What if it's the best thing you've ever seen?
Out of respect, I would not jerk off to it ever, but
Really?
I would definitely.
Would you tell me if it was you're like that was something
it was somehow, and I've seen at least a couple pretty good ones. If it were the best porn I've ever seen, I'd absolutely tell you. Because then you could really start making some money off that or something. Like you could. I don't have, if I think that porn's spectacular, it's got that it factor. I don't know if that's probably not what you need to make a lot of money on porn, though. You probably need to reach a broader.
Yeah.
Might need to. I give you notes. Dumb it down a little bit on this point. Less balls on this part.
I definitely have what many people consider intellectual porn. That's the type that I make.
Like Oppenheimer sex scene.
Yeah.
Read this. Read this. Fucking porn. Fucking. Oh, shit.
Dude, why did that not get enough flack? Like, that was the dumbest shit in that movie.
That is the only scene in the whole movie where I'm like, this is
stupid.
Feels, yeah. Read this quote you're going to say later. Okay, I guess.
I really do need to watch that movie again because I just hated it so much my first watch.
I like the movie.
I'm like, it's getting so much acclaim. It has to be good. I was just in the wrong headspace for a movie like that. But I have nothing but.
And now you're in a really good headspace this week, so
I have nothing but negative things to say about that man. Oh, you know what Bizzle sent me? He sent me two DVD box sets of Twin Peaks, which has like 16 DVDs that go to it. It's a huge box set.
Yeah.
And then the other one is some show called Northern Exposure, but they're both like Northern Exposure is just like hammy, kind of like feel good, I guess sitcom. I don't know exactly what
Cheers or something.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it is.
Frasier? I don't know. Married with Children level or
that's on the Dick Cavett show. It's like, what the fuck?
The Colgate hour of this radio.
I love that back in the day when they would just have like a branded show. Like, this is the Texaco show.
From the I Think You Should Leave with Tim Heidecker, where he's like, come on, you never heard of these guys? When he's talking about like jazz musicians or whatever. I'm talking about he's doing the trivia.
Yeah.
Of the Colgate hour, he did this. Fuck, that's exactly how I felt.
That was an actual thing. There was
fuck me.
I think it was like Milton Berle or something had like a Texaco hour.
I don't
show.
know who that is. I don't know these things. It's old.
The TV used to fucking suck, is what I'm getting at. There was 4 channels and the shows fucking sucked, dude.
How many colors did they have on the
people?
TV?
One type.
Right?
They had one type.
TV does suck. Yeah.
Man. I know I've said this before too, but I have a family member that beat their TV set with a cane because there was black people drinking alcohol on it. And he was like,
I don't know if you've ever said that, and I don't know if I ever would say that, but whoa.
Hey, you got to know your roots so you know how to improve, right?
But don't show them the show roots or beat you to death too.
He gave me what?
Beer. Having a fun time? I'll show you. That's insane.
I come from a long line of Southern Baptists, dude. Come on.
That guy's like a congressman now or something.
All right, we've tried to end this like 7 times. I'm getting out of here.
This is a Lord of the Rings ending to this podcast.
Yeah. Come jump on my bed. And
Yeah.
the sun's shining. And all right, I'm out.